favorite, don't you mean? Okay. So I remember we left off. I like initiated Nimba's quest, I believe. The bloody save crashed after a power drop. Dude, that's terrible, Tofu. What the heck? Xbox over PlayStation because it's so much easier to get classic games on Xbox than on PlayStation. Check and see if backwards compatibility in your Xbox Series X. You can play it on the new console for free. Oh, weird. Interesting. Welcome back, Seepers. You made your Vietnamese coffee. So where am I right now? Okay, so I'm here. Oh, we need to go down here for Nimba's quest. Okay. I have fuel and I partially have supplies and I have 2 dice. Maybe we cycle and farm for another thing of supplies before we... Does this give me supplies? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, maybe I... cycle here. Oh god, I hope my dice don't break. Oh, and I'm stressed. Fuck. Wait, I can sleep. Please, 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 please. Nice. Okay, minus the stress. Cycle. Initiating cozy mode. It is cozy time, fam. It's cozy time. All right, let's try and farm some supplies before we head out. Yeah, I really feel like the gaming community as a whole could use a win. It's dark out here, man. I just read, I don't even remember what studio it was actually, but I just read like 2 days ago, another studio is about to or just launched a game and they're laying off like half their people. What studio was it? I literally just read another one that they're having to lay off, and they just launched a game. Low dice, broken dice, stress, needing to sleep. Bro, this is real life, man. It's real life. It might have been, who's the dev for Splitgate 2? Maybe it was the dev of Splitgate 2. But yeah, there was somebody that like just launched a new game and then they're like, oh yeah, congrats on or have fun with the new game. We're laying off half the studio. Yeah, make bad game, get fired. Make good game, get fired. It was super massive. That's what it was. It was super massive. Yeah. That's exactly what it was. One roll scrap. Solheim data. Jesus, that took so much energy. Okay, we're outie. Time to go do... What are we doing for Nimba? Are we getting... Nimba has a delivery of spores that is held up on Greenbelt. Help him retrieve it and his refugee kitchen will benefit. Okay. So we gotta go get some spores. For Nimba. Yeah, the gaming industry doesn't seem like a very... It seems like a very scary place to get situated in for a career. All right. Arrival tower. Talk your way in. The Greenbelt is locked down thanks to fears around Utsubo influence, but perhaps you can convince them you have a reason to head inside. You don't have permission to get inside Greenbelt, but that won't stop you putting together a fake pass or document asking that you were let in. Buy fuel, fill fuel, buy supplies. The depot workers aren't very happy about keeping the spores here for cycles. They won't release them until you pay a handling fee. 40 cryo? Are these the spores I need for Nimba? Hi Hash, welcome in. All my dream careers out the window. No. Not all, but some of these layoffs get blown out of proportion a bit for a while too. Gaming journalism is a burning dumpster fire just like any other area. Yeah, that makes sense. Is there a way to get these spores without paying 40 cryo? I'm broke. Aren't we all, man? All right, we're gonna have to do this one because I don't have any engage to do that. Okay. Please, please, please. Positive, 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 or neutral, neutral, neutral. Okay. Please, please. Neutral. Let's go. Nice. Hi, Marthy. Happy Friday. Hi, Jim. Greenbelt buzzes with focus activity. The passage is full at shift change, then empty once the work begins. It's a place that runs on its own schedule, but comfortably so. That comfort bought by being one of the largest food producers in the belt. There's always work in these fields, protected by a thick skin of transparent layers, and you can see why the humble life it offers has captured more than a few of the belt's itinerant workers. Sleeper, the voice, soft but forceful, takes you by surprise. Wait! Do I know her? Were they in the first game? I keep asking this about every character that shows up. As you turn, or wait, did we meet them earlier in this game? As you turn, you are met with a delicate face wearing a confused expression. Apologies, I mistook you for someone else. Wait. I was about to say, because they even say I mistook you for someone else. They thought we were the sleeper from the first game. Cool. Were they from the DLC? Or just in the main story? Yeah, I think the Marvel Rivals thing got blown. I think that was another thing that got blown way out of proportion, and it wasn't actually as bad as like everyone thought that it was. She covers her embarrassment with a smile. I'm Aki. What brings you to Greenbelt, friend? Looking for work. Aki nods gently. Let me show you around then. Aki leads you through a series of doors, gliding down into passages cut into the rock, then up, following pipes into metal passages that cross the fields themselves. She stops on a bridge overlooking the soft curve of a farmland that makes up one of the asteroid's 2 biospheres. Below, leaves flap in 0G, waves spreading out across a sea of green. DLC, okay. The varieties we farm here are specially selected and customized for microgravity. She puts her hands on the railing at the edge of the bridge. We feed them from beneath, irrigating and nourishing them through the very medium they grow within. The light of Helion helps us with this, of course. Aki squints through the transparent roof at the distant pale sun. Where are these plants from? Solheim left us many things, including a few seed vaults filled with their own engineered microgravity crops. She turns to face you. Then there are the stacks found across the belt, self-contained micro farms. We've been able to propagate crops from them in some cases. But how about you? Aki's sharp eyes take in your expression. Could you contribute to such a place? A green and growing strip in the gray belt? I would like to. Aki smiles. Feel free to take a shift below anytime you wish. I will tell the others to expect you. The plants, they have a kind of peace, an eternal quality that makes them seem less fragile than they are. Aki sighs. This place, like any other in the belt, has its pressures. It is for me to navigate them. She looks away, frowning at something in the distance. I must attend to those pressures. Excuse me. I'm glad our paths crossed. She bows a shallow bow. I hope they do again. And with that, Aki leaves you to look over the sea of gently waving green, an impossibly beautiful, impossibly fragile glass case of growing things. Yeah, I remember them from the DLC. Okay. Green fields. Hi, Narn, welcome in. Maintenance shift. Greenbelt is a close-knit community. You'll have to prove your reliability before Aki will open up. The farms are as much machine as plant, and those machines need the same careful tending. Buy a meal. Yeah, I do need energy pretty bad. Oh wow, that filled up all my energy. All right, we gotta end cycle because we're out of dice. But I need money because I can't just drop 40 cryo on this spore delivery. I am broke. All right. Let's see here. Only 2. Oh, we got energy for that though. Let's go. Let's go. Sheesh. Positive or neutral? Positive or neutral? Bro. RNG is in our favor today. I'm gonna have to figure this out if we're gonna be here for a while though. It removes like the 3 ticks of the cycles when you travel, so we may have to like bow out for a minute. You have a natural ability with the plants. Aki's voice makes you look up from your work. It's rare. You expect Aki's typical warm smile, but she looks pale, distracted. I have something I want to discuss with you. She leads you out of the biome into the damp rock cut tunnels that run just under the surface, all across Greenbelt. I'm sure you've noticed a section of our fields that's been lying fallow, Aki says as she glides through the low tunnel. It's been like this since I took over as administrator here. My predecessor was the one to fail it, and confidence was lost in his vision. She shakes her head, but we've been unable to recover it. No matter the crop, the preparations, nothing will take. Aki leads you through a set of double doors and then up into the second biosphere. Immediately, you feel a difference. The air is dry and a thin, choking dust fills the space. Hi, Falsa, welcome in. Aki puts out a hand and rubs the dust between her fingers. With its output halved, Greenbelt is under threat. She sighs. Those who wish to control this place are circling. We cannot lose our independence. But I wasn't always in the belt. Aki stares out at the dry landscape. I was born on a moon, Ember Steppe, a failed experiment in terraforming from before the collapse. We survived by cultivating the dust. I came here, like many, in the shadow of a war. My ship lost. Aki pauses and takes a moment, the loss still fresh in her mind. But it held the key. Aki looks to you, and perhaps holds it still. She wipes the dust from her fingers. Steppe silk, a plant that thrives in the dry and the dust. A plant that might thrive here. I've seen your ship, and you've shown me you are to be trusted. I want you to go to the remains of my own, the wind's long shadow, and try to recover anything we might use. A plant, a husk, a seed, anything. It's a desperate step. She frowns and looks away. Where's the ship? The wind's long shadow lies wrecked beyond the sunward edge of the belt, beyond Helion Gate. Aki pauses. I do not know what remains. My crew and I were lucky to escape. Greenbelt has reserves of cryo for moments like these. We will pay you for the retrieval of course, depending on what you're able to retrieve. Aki sighs. This is our final recourse. I hope I will not be judged as harshly as my predecessor. I can offer you fuel for the trip from our reserves. She bows slightly. The journey to Helion Gate and the wreck beyond will require it. Come, Aki turns. Let us go back to where the green things grow. She smiles. It's a better place to consider the future together. And Aki leads you away from the barren biosphere, the doors scissoring shut behind you. All right. Well, this is cool. All right, so we can go help retrieve Step Silk from her old ship. And she gave us fuel. Okay. I have supplies. I really wish I could repair dice before they break. Flick, I have dice and I can't even spend them. Yeah, she seems great. And it's really cool to finally have like some sort of tie-in from the first game. Okay, so we need to go here. Oh no, wait, we are here. We need to go here. That's perfect too. It gets rid of our hunt meter as well. All right. I need fuel. This is just for supplies, right? Yeah, here we go. Fuel, please. What the fuck? That was not cool, Chief. Dude, so much energy gone. I think, do we regain it when we take a contract? Select crew. Let's go, mates. All right, I hope this goes well. I hope. The contracts make me so nervous. The wind's long shadow floats, broken open, at the sunward edge of the belt. One of the refugee ships that made the fraught journey out to the belt from the inner system before the war truly took hold. The wind's long shadow is a monument now, and a warning to any other vessel that might stray sunward. Bliss whistles. Pretty pile of scrap. They move closer to the cockpit glass. Are we really expecting to find the remains of a plant and all that? It's hard to imagine that this cold, dead place might hold some key to the future of a settlement as verdant as Greenbelt, but that is why you are here. Thanks, Edge. Step silk husks, that's what Aki said. The crop she brought from her home, carried out with the refugees. If there's anything left, it'll be your job to continue its journey from this place. This is no salvage job, Sleeper. Seraphin gets up from his cockpit seat. You need to be delicate. The more of those things we can get out, the more Aki will pay. Not to be totally mercenary. Seraphin winks at you. You look out at the wreck, shrouded in debris. Delicate, right. Time to put that to the test. All right. Hi, Rhinoshi. It's going good. We're kind of just getting started. How you doing? Systematically cutting open the bays to find husks is safer and smarter, but slower than tearing them open. The split in the ship has revealed layers of bays and machines for processing step silk. Breaking them open might reveal forgotten husks. Finding step silk husks left behind in the processing bays will take care, patience, and a little luck. The bays are leaking atmosphere, and your search is making it worse. If they lose it all, any husks will be destroyed. Hi, Jacan! Happy Friday! Try not to melt. Try and stay cool, man. Stay hydrated. Hi, Pondy. Welcome in. Scan for husk. There are a lot of containers to search. Scanning for organic material will help, but the debris is still an issue. The ship's vault is full of sealed containers that might hold a protected step silk husk, but it's also full of dangerous debris. There has to be a container in the storage vault that has some step silk inside. The trick is finding it. Sifting through the clouds of dirt sector by sector is the safest way to uncover any husks that might have survived. The dust house is full of dirt and shrapnel. Clearing it might unearth some husks, but it might also destroy them. Digging through the remains of the old dust house is an act of hope. Can anything have survived this? The step silk husks and dust are easily exposed. One wrong move and they'll be destroyed forever. Okay, well, no fucking pressure, I guess. Where do I want to start? Ruined crop bays, sealed crop cases. I guess maybe sealed crop cases. Let's start here. So I can do this, and Junie. Ugh. Junie! Junie rolled 2 1s. What the fuck am I supposed to do with that? Bliss can at least do this one, I guess. Why are you stressed? For what reason are you stressed? Junie pulled a Monday work effort. Truly. Truly. We got raw scrap. Okay, so that was a goddamn waste. Sick! Junie can't do either of these. Or these. Why is Junie here? Great. Cool, 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 cool. Looking good. Looking good. I ask myself that every day. Oh, wow. I got really shit rolls, too. This is not going good, bro. This is not going good. Okay, okay. We're making it work. This has to do something, right? Okay, nice. Hi, JV, welcome in. All right, we're gonna end cycle. I'm not risking those 2 dice on Forge. Bro, what are these rolls? Two false leads? Fucking really, mate? Really? Why does this game fucking hate me? Hi, Dark Moon. Welcome in. I can't risk these low dice rolls on this one. I only get 3 chances. Oof. Please give me good dice. Please give me good dice. Oh, okay. We can work with this. We can work with this. We can work with this. Okay, okay. Nice. Hey, we got an achievement. Hi, Prismatic. Welcome in. Is what a milestone of any kind. The wreck wasn't dead before. Now, scoured of the final husks of life, it surely must be. As Seraphim starts up the drive, you give the Winds-Long Shadow a final look in its resting place. It's hard to feel sad about another chunk of scrap orbiting in a system that's made of nothing but the scrap of past regimes. But the people who lived on it built the ship. Those people are worth a moment of memory. You think of them as you prepare to leave and hope that they, like Aki, have been carried on to new lives beyond the desperation of escape. And those that didn't get out, you hope your passing through this place did not disturb them. We did it! We got husks. All right. Leave. Whoop whoop. Also, I wanted to check. I'm gonna put the music level back at 2. Like it got very quiet and I miss it. Okay, I think we need fuel and supplies. How much fuel will it take to get back? Okay. Casual trauma thrown out there as we sail through the wreck of the ship. Exactly. Sounds good, Blood Echo. Thanks for the lurk, dude. Have a good Friday. Okay. Hopefully this makes us quite a bit of money. They're so satisfying, Pondy. I agree. You bring the step silk husk you gathered from the Winds-Long Shadow to Aki, and she is pleased as you would expect. You meet her on the bridge overlooking Greenfields, the Greenbelt workers quietly toiling below, while the air recycler's wind gently rustles the leaves of the crops. Sleeper, Aki holds the husk to her chest. Thank you. These are a new beginning for us. Aki pauses, knitting her brow. How was she, the Winds-Long Shadow? She must have been beautiful once. Aki smiles. She truly was. She looks down until they killed her. Aki sighs and looks out at the Greenbelt fields. Everyone must die in the end, but the belt makes wrecks of us all. She looks back to you. But what have you brought me? But what you have brought me, this is new life. Give us time. We will need to clear and resend the other biosphere. Aki bows. I hope you will return to us when the work is done. She presses a handful of chits into your hand. Thank you. She meets your eye. You watch her carry the husk gently away, glowing with the promise of fresh growth. Sheesh! We made a lot. Okay, so now we can buy the spores easy. I'm good. I am chillin'. The weave. Aki is working to integrate the step silk into the biome, shoring up Greenbelt. You should come back when she's done. Cool. We're rich again. All right, let's buy these stupid spores and go home. Do I have enough fuel? Can I buy fuel here? Okay, I was like, we're winning! We're winning! RNG was kind of mostly in my favor today, so far. Okay, so we need to go... Return to Far Spindle. Okay, so we need to go here and then here. So we do need fuel. Thanks, Fro. Goodbye, all my money. All the money we got. It sucks because I have so much dice that I can't really spend here. More fuel, please. And I guess we can roll for some supplies as well. Oh, wait. Yeah. Quick. Alright. Nimba will be happy. Got your mushroom spores, homie. Pack spores. You bring the spore crates to the kitchen's loading dock. Some of the volunteers come out to say hi. You remembered us. Nimba appears at the loading dock, slate in hand. As you load the crates into the back of the kitchen, I'm a little surprised. You look at the chef. He looks tired, though his sharp eyes haven't dulled in the time between your meetings. Didn't believe me? Well, it's more that I feel a little drained of optimism. Don't take it personally. Nimba glides over to a crate to take a look. He squints at the crumpled corners and bent lids. Not in great condition, though. How long have these been bouncing around in your holds? They were like that already. Now, that I can believe. They didn't bother to bring them to the right station, after all. I have a place picked out in one of the bays to cultivate these. Warm, damp, near the air recyclers. He pushes one of the crates gently into the kitchen. Shouldn't take long before we have mushrooms to cook. You follow Nimba into the kitchen, remembering your shifts working here. They were long, but the company was good, and as with all things, the difficulties have faded with time, leaving a golden sheen behind. Nimba seems to catch the way you're looking at the kitchen. Much the same as before, I'm sure you noticed, but twice as oversubscribed. Each cycle, more refugees come out of the inner system. The war isn't going anywhere. Nimba pushes the crate into a storage rack and pulls netting across it. They disperse across the belt, of course, but many don't make it much farther than the overhang, especially if they can't work. It's not just food either. We need blankets, housing. Nimba suddenly pauses and shoots you a look over his glasses. Tell me, how is Greenbelt? Well run? I heard it was organized as a cooperative. All the workers sharing in the trade for their goods, but no chits exchanged, only resources for the colony. Nimba watches you closely. I had to pay cryo for the spores. Well, they can't all be saints. He smiles. I'm sorry for that. I mention it because, well, it might be the kind of place to offer aid to the people here. Nimba sighs. I regret being mercenary, but waiting for benevolent helpers doesn't work. Apart from present exceptions, of course. It's worth a shot. Nimba looks you in the eye, but you need their trust first. Earn that, then talk. You have the feeling Nimba was waiting for your suggestion. Here. He takes one of the crates of spores. I'm sure they could use these. Take them as a gift. He pushes it to you. But don't begin with the spores. Begin by understanding what they need from you. Trust me. You have a feeling Nimba's good at getting what he wants. Meanwhile, I have meal prep to begin. He takes a deep breath. Thank you for the spores, really. I will keep asking for help. You have to forgive me for that. He smiles. It doesn't mean I don't understand what you're giving. Now, get out of here. Nimba waves you away with your crate of pack spores, his expression somehow both withering and encouraging at the same time. New drive available, an upgrade, and a minor drive complete. Let's fucking go. I so would have clicked green when he asked how Greenbelt was. I could have, but it wasn't all green, as we discovered. All right, so I need one more. So, Edge, can I... It's acting like I can unlock the other ones. Will it only pick... So if I unlock this, will I have to still pick which one I get to use? Or should I just keep saving points to start unlocking more, like, skills? Because I don't want to spend 2 points and, like, waste them. Hi, August. Welcome in. This is Citizen Sleeper 2. I am. These are some of my favorite games. They're just, like, a lot of reading. You can only have one or the other active. When I played, I think every swap was 2 points. Oh, so I'm not actually, like, unlocking this. I'm more swapping to it. They may have patched that since then. I wish that it like... I wish it told me because nothing here indicates that like... Nothing indicates that like it's going to replace the one I have unlocked. You know what I'm saying? Like, what if like I didn't know and I just like clicked this? I almost want to find out. I think we could try and just reload the cycle. Girl, same. I found out the hard way. I kind of want to just see. I don't think it's like to burn points though, do you guys? So like I have this, so like I have this unlocked. Can you see under my cam? Yeah, so I have this unlocked. But I'm curious if I unlock this, does this now replace, like this will no longer be unlocked? Let's see. Ah, okay. Ah. Okay, so it costs 2 points to unlock, but it doesn't cost points to go back and forth. Okay, I'm still gonna reload though, because I do want those points. Actually, I don't know. Oops, I didn't mean to quit the whole game. Let's see. You can switch, yeah, switch freely. I would rather save those points for the skills. But I actually am curious if it auto saves when you do that. So I may have just wasted 2 skill points, which kind of sucks, but we'll see. We will see. Okay, cool. I still have my 3 points. Okay, so yeah, I'm just gonna save for 1 more point to start unlocking more skills, I think. Cool, 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 cool. Okay, and we've still helped Nimba, right? Okay. Right then. More important in my opinion, but a good level ability can come. Yeah, for sure. I already had like the 3 I would want unlocked, so I'd rather just save for the skill points. Hi, commentators, welcome in. How's it going? All right, what do I want to do now? I wonder if this is ready. I wonder how, I wish I could see how many cycles it's been. I mean, I need to go back anyway to talk to Aki about Nimba. Okay, so we can probably do that. Let me try and spin some of these dice though to get money or something. Interpret signals. Oh, I need to get fuel as well. Hi, Dweller, welcome in. Got an interview with my county's public works department on Monday. Nice, I hope your interview goes well. Sending you good vibes, dude. Hell yeah. Ouch. Driver!
Happy Friday.
Thank you for the Kiryu-chan. Thank you, thank you. Happy Friday, dude. Welcome in. How you doing? Kiryu-chan. I saw on Twitter this morning that they're making a Majima pirate figure. It looks so good. I know I haven't played Yakuza Pirates yet, but it looks so good. Okay. I would love to get it, but I have no more freaking room. Wait for Aki to seed this step silk. Okay, so this still isn't ready. I may try and do both of those at once so that I'm not going back there multiple times. So we may swap and do this. Cadet has a drive from Hexwork. Cracking it open might reveal the fate of the station and perhaps clear your conscience. Meet Cadet in Scatter Yards. Okay. We discussed this already. You can sleep hanging upside down from the ceiling. True, you're not wrong. I know, I need just like a separate house for like figures and collectibles, honestly. Oh God, do I have to go? Now that I have like the nav, the has nav or whatever, is it gonna let me go from here to here? Like I'm here. If I go over here to Flotsam, will it let me fly through these rocks to get here? Surely it should, right? I know I couldn't before. Okay. Yay! Ship upgrades! It's you. A familiar voice echoes down the tunnel behind you. You turn in the passage to see Femi towering over you. He shakes his head. This just keeps getting better. Been a while, Femi. Who's this guy again? Oh, is this the guy that tried to dupe us? Yeah, I guess. He frowns and glances over his shoulder. Remember Nia? That sister of mine you thought you'd take on a contract? Well, she's taken some inspiration from your little trip. You can see anger burning in Femi's eyes, but there's a tiredness there too. He folds his arms across his broad chest. The cymbal crash has been in repair since we got out of Hexport. Caught up in that whole mess, Femi sighs. So then, stuck here, she gets bored and decides to sign up with another crew. Take a job. I vaguely remember like taking his sister with us, but she's not with us. Or she wanted to join us. I said no and she went anyway. Femi glares at you. What's that to do with me? Nice attitude, Femi shakes his head. I asked around. Turns out Nia signed on with some idiots heading out to Cutter's End. Femi says the name with an emphasis you can't place. They're as green as you, meaning they have no idea what they're doing going out to a place like that. So you, Femi jabs your chest with a finger, are gonna take me out there to go get her. I'll show you the way. She knows what she's doing. Even if she does, the crew she's with sure as hell don't. Femi frowns. We're not leaving it to chance. Look, I know how these things go. I've got chits I can pay. Femi grimaces. Can't pay for the parts the cymbal crash needs when no one sells them anyway. 250 cryo. Femi holds his arms across his chest. No bargaining. In the meantime, I'm gonna try to get the cymbal crash ready to make the run herself. He sighs, but the shape she's in, it's not the best idea to head out there alone. You suddenly see the desperation in his eyes. He would risk everything for Nia. I'll be waiting. We need to head out soon. Femi grips your shoulder. Don't test my patience. Femi kicks off and glides back along the passage towards his ship. And don't even think about skipping out of Flotsam without me, he calls back to you. Then we're really done. Fuck, do I have to do this first? I was doing my own thing, bro. Femi seems ready to take a crippled ship out to Cutter's Inn. Only you can save him. Okay, so we need to do this before. Meh. It's a contract. Okay. Well, I just want to quest in peace in the galaxy. Is that too much to ask? Damn. Damn. Where can I buy supplies? Can I not buy supplies here? Oh, here we go. Exactly, Narn, exactly. All right, let's go help this man get his sister back. What the hell's happening out there? Fimi's up and out of his seat the moment Seraphim brings the rig to rest near the asteroid known as Cutter's End. That ominous name is one whose origins become increasingly obvious as you approach through thick clouds of debris and chunks of rock, among which corroded remains of wrecks could be seen floating. Now, as you look out on the splintered and terraced rock, you can't help but feel a slowly growing sense of dread. Look, there. Fimi comes close to the cockpit glass and points to the terraced quarry cut into the rock. The mind's awake. You look out and see the flickering lights, the glowing dock markers. Fimi shakes his head. That's not right. Neither is that. Seraphim nods towards the asteroid, and you see a ship now, tucked into the shadow of the rock, flashing its signal lights at you. I'm guessing that's the crew we're looking for. It's a really tough mission. Great. Visitors, huh? The voice wavers weakly as it comes through the ship's comms. Are you lot friendly? Seraphim glances back at you, raising his eyebrows. It isn't long before you and Fimi are suiting up, an agreement having been made between Seraphim and the pilot of the other ship, a man called Baird, to meet in the neutral ground of open space. Femi's silent, his anger evident in the way he forces his legs into the trousers of his suit. And then you're out. The vast shape of Cutter is in, flickering with strange lights below you, and the pinpricks of the pilot's suit lights slowly coming closer to ahead. You two are a sight for sore eyes. You see a crooked grin from Baird, framed in the hard lines of his ramshackle spacesuit. What brings you to the arsehole of the Starward belt? His sharp eyes scan you and Femi, checking your suits and gear. What happened here? Baird's eyes flick to you, and you notice a familiar reaction cross his face. The acknowledgement that he recognizes you as a sleeper. You came all the way out here to ask a question like that? Baird glances between the two of you and then smiles his crooked smile. Are you two detectives or something? You brought a freelancer out here, Fimi interrupts, his voice flat and direct over the comms channel. Nia, where is she? Baird pauses, considering his answer. Whole crew's down the throat of that thing. He jerks a thumb towards the asteroid. You're welcome to wait. The tone of his voice suggests the opposite. But I'll have you know we look after our crew, so if you're here to settle a debt, I'm here to take her home, Fimi cuts him off, and I'm not waiting. Thing is, big man, Baird grins, they're deep in the quarry of a tip-off, so unless you want to go chasing them around the dark maze of that place, you're shit out of luck. How long have they been? Baird looks over at the flickering quarry as if he forgot it was there. He looks back at you. Few cycles, he shrugs. Enough. Femi cuts in again. Nia's been gone for a lot longer than that. You're lying to our faces. Femi moves closer to Baird, and we know that Rock has claimed more crews than any other. Baird's smile fades. No need for accusations. Who's to say you aren't trying to jump our claim? Forget this. Femi turns and heads back towards the ship. Baird smiles at you. Big man seems tetchy. He squints at the rig. He's going to get you in trouble. Baird retreats to his ship and you to yours. We need to go in. Femi's impatiently gathering tools and loading them into the airlock right now. What's Baird hiding? Who cares? These idiots clearly think they're onto something and they're desperate to keep it to themselves. What matters is our ingress. Femi grabs a cutting torch from the rack. There's a borehole on this side of the rock. Could get us in under the radar. Or we dive right down the main shaft. Femi meets your eyes. I'll leave the call to you. Bliss arrives at the airlock and stares at Femi's angry tool gathering. Let's keep cool heads. They glance at you. That rock looks dangerous enough, even when you're thinking straight. Fimi ignores them. You get ready to depart, well aware that you're heading into a situation you don't quite understand. Sheesh. All right. Before we do this, I'm gonna go grab some Gatorade to sip on so my throat doesn't get sore, and use the restroom. So I'm gonna take a quick break. I will BRB. Be good, chat. I back. Hi, Winter. How's it going? Thank you, guys. Why is Lord Snitchin looking up? Oh, Winter! Winter! Thank you so much for the 10-pack! What the heck? Thank you, thank you! That, yeah, something very sus happened. What do you mean? Winter, thank you so much. 10 more homies that don't have to sit through ads. Thank you. I spilled Gatorade on my sock. Dude, huge support. Thank you so much, Winter. I hope you're having a good Friday. Thank you, guys. Okay. Borehole. So I can do this one, and Femi can do this one. Bliss can't do either. I can hella do these. Bliss can do... Okay, we may need to just do the central path. The central mineshaft looks to have collapsed in on itself. Entry via that route will not be simple. This dark borehole cuts deep into the body of the asteroid. Where it leads is unclear, so careful exploration is advised. Yeah, I think we're gonna have to just do the main. Okay. We're gonna do this, I guess. Cut up path. I put Bliss's in the wrong one. Fuck. You have felt the rumbling growing as you descended into Cutter's End, but no one has wanted to bring attention to it. Now, floating in a cavernous rock-walled passage, it's impossible to ignore. There's something out there. Bliss's voice crackles over the comms, something moving. You squint down the tunnel, beyond the limits of your suit's lights. You swear you see something flicker there, and the unseen passages beyond. There's a strangeness to the mine, to its flashing lights and empty conveyors, running on some residual power. From what Femi's told you, it wasn't always like this. Cutter's End has a fearsome reputation as a dark and deadly maze, a ripped open rock not worth the trouble of its corroded salvage. Hi, Silver Shadow. Hi, Devin. How you doing? Bliss was blissfully unaware that Bee's seeing her as a sacrifice for dangerous spots. I fucked up, man. I stressed them out so bad. They got +2 stress for that, dude. Now it's a moving maze. Its automated systems given a new faltering life, brought back from hundreds of cycles in the shadows. And one of those systems is rumbling through the dark ahead. Let's keep it moving. Femi passes you in the passage. We don't need to wait. Take it slow, Femi. We're too far behind. We need to catch up. Femi glides ahead and the beams of his suit lights, painting the rock walls of the cavern a pale gray. Femi's lights reveal an intersection, another tunnel cutting across this one, offering 3 routes ahead. Suddenly, you are blinded by a wall of light beyond the intersection. The rumble is everywhere, shaking dust and rock off the walls in dense clouds. Squinting into the light, you see a ring of lamps, and between them, the grinding maw of some terrible machine. It bears down on the crew, grinding through debris. Look for an escape. Neutral outcome. You shield your eyes and scan the walls around you. There, revealed in the powerful lamps of the mining machine, you see a small square passage cut into the rock. Signaling the others, you dodge inside, gliding into the safety of the dark passage. A moment later, the machine rumbles past the entrance, spitting a hail of debris into the tunnel. You don't stop. Carried forward by the tide of rock, you emerge into another cavern. You good? Femi's voice is broken up by gasps for air. You turn to see him staring into the dark, shaking his head. What the hell was that thing? Bliss's breathing matches Femi's. It tried to eat us. We need to keep going. Femi's dusting off his suit. That mining machine must be keeping Nia's crew down here. We have to get past it. Keeping them down here, or your mind drifts to the worst option. Can any crew really hope to survive all of this? When they woke up this place, they woke up that machine. Femi starts to move down the passage. It's running on old programming. It's not hunting us. It's not smart. Femi turns back to face you, his eyes ringed with fatigue and stress. We can beat it. You hope he's right. Monka. New location discovered. Tunnel complex. Force a path or find a safe path. The dark and twisty tunnels rumble with the vibrations of active mining. This place is a death trap. They sure did. We're pretty much out of dice here. I guess I could play this. Sick! Oh, I can't do this while we're on a contract. Cool, 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 cool. Hi, Zed. Welcome in. Wow, these are shite rolls, mate. Shite rolls. Oh god, Bliss is almost out of commission. This ain't good, champ. This ain't good. I got 2 dice ready to break too, man. The classic is well on its way to become one of my favorite emotes. It's so good, yeah. Fucking fuck. Yup. Fucking knew it, mate. Fucking knew it. I was waiting for that sound cue. Fucking fuck. To me, sleeper. Femi beckons you over to a section of the cavern wall. You glide over and immediately spot what he's found. There's a large passage splitting off from this one, but it's not the passage itself that's of interest. It's the remains of a barricade, freshly welded, that draws your attention. They came through here. Femi's eyes flick over the ruins. They tried to keep it out. You looked at the fresh cuts in the wall, the stone gouged out, the crumpled metal, bent and crushed, and most tellingly, the flattened remains of a welding torch embedded into the rock. The crew took a stand in this very place. You reached down and put a hand on the remains of the torch. Nia was here. Then you feel it. The rumble through the torch, through the rock wall. You look up at Femi and he sees it in your face. The machine is coming. Go. Femi meets your eye. Get safe. He looks over your shoulder and suddenly he's bathed in the blinding light of the machine's lamps. No, we stay together. You go to protest, but Femi kicks you in the chest, sending you spinning away out of the path of the machine. By the time you catch yourself on the cavern wall, you turn, you see Femi there in the middle of the passage entrance, lit white in the lamps. He waits agonizingly long until he knows the machine's coming for him, and then he kicks off hard and glides into the dark. The machine rumbles through in a hail of rock and dust, and you follow after it, batting away chunks of stone. You're slowed by the debris, and the machine pulls out ahead, rumbling endlessly onward through the tunnels, through the rock and metal. And then it's gone. The cavern shakes, filling with dust, your vision gray. Your comms click and hiss, and chunks of rock thunk off the faceplate of your helmet. And then you see them, the faint lights of Femi's suit as he struggles through the dust. We got it, Femi says as he reaches you, his hands on your shoulders. Somehow, we got it. It takes some time to understand what happened. As the dust clears, you find yourselves at the lip of a shaft filled with debris. This huge pit, thick with shards of rock, must have been a refuse pit for the mine, a place to pipe the tailings, the waste. The machine went straight into the shaft, spinning into the open space and debris, shredding itself against a million razor-sharp bits of rock. Looking down into the pit, your lamps illuminate a few pieces of the machine. The rest is surely down there, deep inside the dense debris cloud. It isn't long before Femi's calling you once again, this time to another, still complete barricade. A barricade over the door to a machine room, sealed and secure. The last retreat of the crew you followed into this nightmare. All right. One of the strange machines tumbled into this waste shaft. What might be recovered from its shattered chassis? Cut doorway, break doorway. This sealed bay may hold the last evidence of the crew's ill-fated expedition, but what remains? All right. Bliss. Okay, you can do these. What the fuck? As the barricaded doors bend open, you're blinded once again by a wall of light. You and Femi raise your hands instinctively, squinting into the lamps and dust. You feel a flash of fear in the pit of your stomach, bracing yourself for what's to come. Femi? The voice comes crisp and clear over the local comms. What are you doing here? Nia drifts out of the lights in an old dust-caked suit. She looks between the two of you with a blank expression, blinking rapidly. Femi stares at her, frozen for a moment, then rushes to her, wrapping her in a wide embrace. They float there in the light and dust, two bodies bound together. Nia pulls back. I don't understand. You followed me out here? She looks over at you and then back to Femi. How'd you find me? You left without telling me. What did you expect? Femi glares at her. You aren't ready for this. Nia retreats further at Femi's words, slipping out of his reach. Femi, Nia shakes her head. After all these years, you have no idea what I'm ready for. Movement in the lights catches your eye, and you see motion through the dust. A figure in a suit drifts out, hunched and clutching their abdomen. They turn to face Nia, and you see her lips moving as they speak on a private channel. You look over to Femi, but he's staring straight ahead, his eyes wide with anger. Yeah, this is actually like, pretty scary. You, he points at the figure. What kind of idiot are you dragging my sister out here to this place? With that machine running riot? He moves towards the figure. Speak up. What were you thinking? Nia blocks his path forwards, getting between Femi and the figure. Femi, you meathead. She glares at her brother. This is my job. I brought them here. Femi, for once, falls silent. Hi, Leah. Yo, hey, Sip. How's it going? Welcome in. How was your stream? What were you up to? It takes a while to make the return trip back up through Cutter's End, especially with Nia's injured crewmate. As you ascend, Nia tells you the story of the job, Femi keeping his distance and leading the way in silence. Space pew pews in space? Hell yeah, we have space audiobook in space today. I hope it was a good stream. Welcome, welcome. But yeah, happy Friday and welcome in, Sip. The mining machine you'd face was what she'd been looking to extract, a job she and Baird had put together after meeting in the narrow escape. He knew a way to jumpstart the mine, and the access that would open up meant new salvage. One of those pre-collapse boring machines was worth major cryo to any mining outfit in the belt, and Baird had a contact who was ready to buy. It was going well until Hirata here, Nia nods at the crumpled-looking crewmate, hooked the mining machine up to the main line. Something went in its automation core, and it lost its shit. The plan was to barricade it and put together a shock trap to fry the core. Nia looks ahead at the back of Femi's suit, far ahead up the tunnel. But that's worthless now that my brother shredded the thing. He was just worried. Sounds good, Anlia. Thanks for the lurk. Always is, Nia sighs, and you get the feeling that she's trying to resist the habit of bad-mouthing Femi. We're lucky you came. As you move through the facility, you notice most of it's dark now. The power from Baird's jumpstart fading away to nothing. Soon, this place will be a quiet ruin once more. You ascend up through the quarry and out into open space where Baird's waiting. Friends of yours? Baird shakes his head at Nia. Maybe you could have warned me they'd be coming. Not something I knew. She looks at Femi, who's broken off from the group and is heading for the rig. My brother doesn't tend to give anyone a warning. I'll take them from here. Baird puts an arm around Hirata to guide them back to the ship. Look, mate, Baird turns to you. No hard feelings. Thanks for getting them out, even if you did screw the job up while you were at it. He grins a crooked grin. I guess that makes it square. Baird glides away towards his ship. I should ride back with them, but I'll see you in Flotsam. Nia gives you a warm smile. Thanks for helping my brother. I know he appreciates you, whatever he does or doesn't say. You watch her go, then glide over to the rig as the last flickering lights of Cutter's Inn fade. Damn. So they only like barely needed our help, if at all. We kind of fucked everything up. I do kind of want to see this. We have like 3 more days of supplies, so bro, bliss, come on. Bunch of joiks. Let's see if we get anything. Hi, Hooch. How you doing? Wow, nothing. We stayed a whole extra cycle for absolutely fucking nothing, mate. Right. You have pizza? Hell yeah, that's awesome. I think it's a Taco Bell night for me. Senpai was talking about Taco Bell on stream last night, and now I want Taco Bell real bad. Okay, so he is these two. Okay, I may up interface. Oh, I can't do this in a contract. Okay. My bad, dog. When you arrive back in Flotsam, Femi rushes out of the ship. The moment the docking tunnel's connected, he's off, out of the airlock and down the passage. Well, go after him then, Seraphin sighs, not looking up from his diagnostics. You find Femi in the passage between the docks, watching as Nia glides toward him. You catch a glimpse of Nia's face over her shoulder. She looks nervous, slowing her approach as she comes close to Femi, his considerable frame blocking the tunnel. Femi, Nia starts. Femi holds up a hand to quiet her. I'm sorry. His voice is flat, quieter than usual. I'm the one who's sorry. I made the excuse to myself that I was trying to protect you. Femi looks down, but I was trying to control you. Hi, Panther. Hi, Rev. Hi, Cardinator. I've been suffocating you. He meets Nia's eye. I see that now. That it took something like this for me to see it is on me. Femi's voice cracks and the tunnel suddenly feels small, intimate. He folds his arms, regaining his composure. I understand if... Shut up, you idiot. Nia violently embraces her brother, banging him into the metal wall. She laughs, wiping her eyes. Femi sniffs. I've had enough of your speeches. Nia smiles. Apology accepted. It's not a speech. Femi can't help but take his typical self-serious tone with Nia, but you see it makes her smile. I have something I need to say. You're a powerful person, and I've been trying to curb that because it scares me. And it scares me how little it scares you. He laughs an uncharacteristically light laugh. But I'll stop placing those limits on you. In fact, I want you to have the ship. Femi seems pleased that this stuns Nia into silence. I can make my own way, find work with crews. He glances over his shoulder at you. Perhaps Sleeper will take me on. Hi, Shaka, welcome in. But I need some time away from leading, from captaincy. While you need anything but. He puts a hand on her shoulder. The cymbal crash is yours. Nia sighs. Femi, you really need to listen more. I don't want your ship. It's her turn to be pleased with his shock. You're right, I'm a powerful person, but Cutter's Edge showed me I'm not ready to lead. I want to learn more, to work with a crew, but preferably not one I'm related to. She punches him on the shoulder, playfully. Nia looks over Femi's shoulder at you. I was actually thinking Sleeper's crew might be the right fit. She flashes you a smile. You suddenly feel the attention of the moment shifted to you and your apparent role in this family drama. Nia puts her hands on her hips. Well, Sleeper, what do you think? I gotta pick? I'll take Nia because Femi is fine on his own. Nia needs somewhere to learn from. Wow, hard choice. I'm gonna take Nia. Nia nods. I'm honored, really. I know I will learn a lot from you. Sounds good, Teeters. Femi turns in the corridor to face you, his face set in an intimidating glare. You better take good care of her. He smiles, but you can't help but take him seriously. How about we find somewhere to celebrate? Nia pushes Femi towards you, down the corridor. Come on. Later on, you find yourself in the narrow escape in a quiet corner with Femi. You see his eyes are on Nia, who's at the bar, trying to get the attention of the server. What's the secret? Femi turns to you. How do you stop it weighing you down? Your crew, your connections, all those people that rely on you. Femi frowns. How do you bear the weight? I don't carry it alone. Femi nods. I have to get better at that, at asking for help. He looks down at the table, smiling. You get to relax instead? Hell yeah. He takes a long sip through the straw of his container, the last dregs of something amber and potent disappearing as he does. He looks up at you. She's gone, isn't she? You look over at the bar and can't see Nia amongst the crowd. You turn to Femi, confused. She never was good with goodbyes, he smiles. She'll be waiting at your ship, don't worry. He sets down his drink. Time I left too. He squeezes your shoulder. I've got things to work on. Look after yourself, Sleeper. He pushes himself away from the corner and drifts out of the bar. You watch him go, one more body passing through the belt, trying to find a way to change the future. Chivo! Alright, we recruited Nia. Let's see. Okay, so Nia is the diamond. Bliss is diamond and engineer, and Junie is interface. I could either full send and door. No, I think I'm gonna up. I'm gonna up one. Yeah, the crew is growing. All right, I'll up interface, I guess. I did it. I need to fix my dice. Recovery failed. Like, fucking excuse me? Wait, how do I fix my... Oh, this. Oh, yeah, okay. New dice. Yeah, I thought it was, I forgot. All right, now we can continue to investigate Hexport. All right, I need fuel and supplies. Fill fuel. It was. Sleep could have fixed it, man. It coulda. And supplies. And then I guess I'll just spin these. Make some money, maybe. Nice. And roll scrap. Let's fucking go. Okay. Now we will... Okay, question. Nah, we just go. Let's go! Whoa. This dice is glitched, but what's going on with this? Is that just like a visual bug? The winking sigils of the yards flash across the dark starscape of the belt. Each one has siren light for crews in need of repairs or eager for improvements. The scatter yards live up to their reputation. But Seraphin will not be drawn by the lights. He guides the ship into an empty, ragged-looking yard, darker and more framed than plate. It looks rougher than any of the others. Seraphin, maybe we want to dock somewhere a little more welcoming? We aren't that hard up. Bliss turns to you. Or are we worse off than I thought, Sleeper? Best ship rates rarely have the brightest signs. Thought you'd know that, Bliss. Seraphin reaches up and flicks a set of switches above his head. Marco's the best in the scatter yards. The best, or just the best you know? Bliss gives him a skeptical look. You'll see. Seraphin smiles widely, shutting off the main console and unclipping from the pilot seat. We're safe here. Seraphin turns to you. No need to run from Lane for a while. He'll never find us in Marco's yard. Will be nice to have a break from running. Jeannie floats at the back of the cockpit. I hear the scatter yards is some good data analysis terminals on the hub. Jeannie glances at you. If you can spare me. Nia glides into the cockpit. We here? Femi loves this place. She glances at you with a smile. All these grumpy spacers waiting on repairs, I think it fits its temperament. You follow Seraphin as he glides eagerly to the airlock. You and Bliss exchange glances. Both of you are used to Seraphin's headstrong moments, yet you still can't help but feel that now familiar pull of someone else's problems. Marco! Seraphin opens his arms to the figure coming through the cycling airlock. Finn! Oh, he's cute. Marco floats through the doorway, a crooked smile across his pale face, his sharp eyes glinting in the rig's bright work lights. The two embrace in more of a chest bump than a hug, Seraphin spinning with the momentum of the impact to end with his arm across Marco's shoulder, the two side by side grinning. Polo. You notice Marco's eyes quickly follow on you, a slight narrowing suggesting he has immediate thoughts about your presence. So, this is who you're flying with now, Finn. Marco shoots you a wink, his expression shifting to conceal his previous curiosity or concern. Bliss, they introduce themselves curtly. You two used to be on a crew together, I assume? Me and Finn? No. We're just drinking buddies. Marco's response provokes a laugh from Seraphin, some kind of joke you can't quite catch the tone of. Marco turns his attention to you. And a sleeper, he smiles. My condolences. It's a damn crime what those corporations do to you. But at least you're out, huh? Just nod. Marco doesn't miss a beat. Marco turns back to Seraphin. It's been too long, Finn. Not flying with old Betty anymore? You immediately see the reaction in Seraphin, his entire being tightening without anything more than a shudder to signify it. No, that's long gone. Marco shrugs. That's the way of the belt. He shakes Seraphin by the shoulder. Come on then. Enough floating around in this dafty old thing. Let's get a drink. Marco turns his attention to you. Feel free to make yourself at home in the yard. Hell, take a little fuel. I've got loads of the stuff and it's been quiet for more than a few cycles. Happy to spare some for a friend. Have a good day, Michael. He steers Seraphin down the docking tunnel, waving a hand to you and calling back. I'll have him home in a cycle or two. His laughter echoes down the tunnel as they leave. Bliss turns to you. I'm gonna go dig around the other yards for some components the rig could do with. They smile. You got things to do? You think of Cadet and wonder if she found her way here to the scatter yards to extract the data on the Hexport drive. The only way to know would be to find her. Seraphin's words echo in your mind, his insistence that the only way to escape Lane is to beat him on his home turf. With Darkseid just sunward of the scatter yards, this might be the perfect platform from which to attempt such a wild and dangerous plan. Sleeper? Bliss brings you out of your thoughts. I hate it when you do that. Just take care out there, okay? They drift off down the docking tunnel, leaving you in the airlock. Seems the next step is up to you. Marco's yard. Seraphin and Marco are off on some scatter yards dive, catching up. You hope Marco returns your pilot in working order, so that's gonna take 2 cycles. Hi, Axis! How's it going? You play any more Marvel Rivals? A scattered mass of independent shipyards around a central transit hub, the yards are a particularly difficult place for outsiders. All right. New location discovered. Hey, you hear the voice echoing through the public passage? Wait up. I'm glad to see you. Cadet sweeps her hair out of her eyes and then glances up and down the corridor. This is not my kind of station. Cadet rolls straight into her complaints. All the yards have their own water and facilities, meaning the hub here is not fit for general use. There's a couple of guest houses, but you would not believe the state of them with all the spacers that stop here to for shore leave. She shudders. You don't want to know. Yeah, sounds good, Axis. Yeah, wait up, bitch. Sorry I couldn't come sooner. On the run, I get it, she shrugs. You and me both. So, get this. Cadet locks her fingers together and stretches her arms. That girl of mine I said could crack anything, she's gone. Didn't even leave a note. Ran to Darkseid, maybe? Not that I'd blame her, given the state of this place. She looks sideways at the grubby walls. She left her workshop empty, though, so I slipped in. That's where I've been napping. I've been doing my best all these cycles to crack that drive, but... She sighs. I'm a spindlejack, not a data scraper. Desperately reaches out from his slack huddle while muted and screaming into the void. I feel like Throw is that gif of Walter White in the back of the SUV with the window up, just like screaming. So we've got nothing. You disappointed? Cadet gives you a strong look. We have a workshop that's safe and tucked away. I was thinking you could help with the rest. Look, I'm in over my head here. Cadet looks away, annoyed at herself. How about you come down to the workshop? We put our heads together, see what we can pull out. I just know there's some nasty shit on that drive. Stuff worth getting out into the light. Cadet sets her jaw. Nasty enough for them to ruin my life over. I'll be there. Cadet smiles for a moment, then it's gone. All right then. The workshop's in the tech cluster. You'll see it, she sighs. Now, I've got to go find something to eat that isn't dried. She turns and disappears back down the passageway. I kind of want to finish this, though, first. Minus 10 cryo, bruh. Okay, cool. So that did open up more stuff. Fabricate a bay. And a place to buy fuel and supplies, I'm assuming. Yup. And a place to eat. What'd you do, Sleepy Bear? What kind of silly thing did you do? Hi, Shadowdrod. Happy Friday. I bought the emote pack in PUBG. Is it Espa? I mean, you've been buying Espa stuff though, right? That ain't that silly. All right. Break encryption, identify passcodes. The drive's encrypted, but with the tools in Cadet's Friend's workshop, you have a chance of cracking it. It was $50? Holy. God damn. I kind of want the new Invis Woman skin. Do we like it? What are our thoughts? Okay, I need to rest because I'm out of dice, so... That's why that was pretty fucking silly. I almost spit out my coffee. That is like a whole game, actually. Yeah, they're right. A graphic designer could eat with that kind of money. No, I have like this permanent glitch on my middle dice for some reason. That's so weird. I have nothing to say in my defense. At least you're playing the game, so it's not a total waste, right? Yeah? YOLO. Oh. Sometimes you gotta let a level. Spend a little cash. Get crazy, you know? Fuck it. What did I say to Stanley? We were playing... Oh, when I bought the... Was it when I bought the Luna, the alternate alt effect? I said, Stanley, what if I die tomorrow? And I died not enjoying this alternate ultimate effect. What if I die tomorrow? You know? That's why you must. Sleeper. Seraphine's voice echoes through the ship. You in here? You glide down to the airlock, unsure of what state you're about to find your pilot in. Seraphine floats in the airlock, his arms above his head, gripping the lip of the interior door to hold himself in place. Come on, we need to talk. There's a straight-faced seriousness to Seraphine you weren't expecting, especially considering that he spent the past few cycles with Marco. You in trouble already? That's why Stanley didn't talk me down from buying it. Exactly, it's because I gave him that wisdom yesterday, or whenever it was. Seraphine shakes his head. I'm not messing around, just come. Seraphine leads you across the bridge, but rather than turn towards the automated shuttle bay that connects Marco's yard to the rest of the assembly, he leads you deeper into the guts of the yard itself. As he does, he begins to speak. I told Marco about Lane, about our escape, about everything. Seraphine ducks under a large pipe. He gets it. He's worked in Darkside. You trust him? I do. He looks back over his shoulder at you. And I would hope you trust me by now, too. He comes to a sealed door and hammers in an entry code. Somewhere machines start whirring. Remember in Wellspring, after everything, what I said? Seraphine turns to face you. About taking Lane on? Exactly that. Seraphine meets your eye. The door suddenly squeals as the ancient motors kick and drag it across its corroded tracks. It reveals a large, half-lit chamber, its farthest parts massed with layers of scaffolding and frames, so it is hard to tell where the room actually ends. At the center, in a pool of warm light, Marco floats beside a terminal screen. Bro, I thought we were opening a closet that was gonna have Lane's body in it. I'm dancing in game as we speak. Hell yeah. Bro, are we hitting diamond tonight? You down, Stanners? Sleeper. He touches his brow in a mock salute as you enter. Been busy plotting? Seraphine shoots you a look. Just hear Marco out, all right? You hear the door you entered through screech shut, and then a sudden silence descends. Sorry to drag you out here, Sleeper, but I really can't be overheard on this one. He sighs. We're close to dark side here, and Utsubo have ambitions, shall we say, in the scatter yards. He says, sure. Great. Love the enthusiasm. Finn told me the whole story, and I'm sorry for your troubles. He clasped his hands together. You've done well to evade Lane this far, but you must understand he's also been distracted. Since Hexport went up, well, Darkside's been in crisis. If the war was the pressure shift that allowed Utsubo to build its strength, Hexport was the breach to blow it wide open. Marco springs his hands apart. Hexport's their justification for imposing total control in the name of protection. Marco glances away into a dark corner of the room. And if my hunch is right, it's how they'll extend the reach to the scatter yards. Where's this going? Marco laughs and looks at Seraphin. Straight to business, this one. I'm done running, Sleeper. Seraphin cuts in. I hate looking over my shoulder every cycle. I hate the nightmares, the fear. I want to face this head on, for better or worse. He looks away, scowling. I won't be controlled by Lane, and this is our chance to break that control. Lane's hunting you, Sleeper, which means he's not in Darkside. Marco raises an eyebrow. This is good for you. There are people in Darkside resisting Utsubo, though I hear it's not going well for them. If you could find them, find out what they need, there's a chance here. Marco pauses, and you get the feeling he's assessing your reaction. Super enthused! Taking action is a choice right now, Sleeper, but soon it won't be. Seraphin glances at Marco. Not if what Marco's telling me is true. Let's do this on our own terms. We don't stand a chance. Do we stand any more of a chance running laps around the belt? At least this way we'd be done for good no matter what happens. A flicker of raw emotion crosses Seraphin's face. He's desperate for your approval, but you're also sure he will act without it if he has to. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, Marco interrupts. I'll need some time to work this out. If you two want to go to Darkside, there's no way you can take that stolen rig. It was a big enough risk just to bring it here. He glances at Seraphin, and you get the feeling he's already been reprimanded for this. So, I need to find you a way in and a way out. Marco rubs his hands together. I know it can be done. Marco turns to you. I recommend you take the next few cycles to prepare. The scatter yards are a good place to both spend and make cryo, depending on your need. And Finn, Marco puts a hand on his friend's shoulder. Try to stay cool. This will be recon only, a chance to see what's happening on Darkside and make your connections. It is not the time for grand gestures. Seraphin nods. Thank you, Marco. He glances at you. We'll keep things quiet until you're ready. You and Seraphin leave the hidden bay, the door screeching open to allow you to exit. When it seals once more, Seraphin turns to you. This is our chance to shift things, Sleeper. Let's keep our heads in the game. Can we trust Marco? Seraphin sighs. I believe we can, but in case you haven't noticed, we don't have many allies this close to Darkside anyway. We need to trust Marco. We should give Marco some time. I've got a few things I want to take care of in the scatter yards, and I want to get a message to Tala. I know she would want to hear from me before he trails off. Let's make sure we're ready. Keep your head up, Sleeper. I'll see you on the rig. And with that, Seraphin kicks off down the passage on his way to the shuttle dock. You watch him go, unsure if you're impressed or concerned about his headstrong nature. Either way, things are in motion. The only thing you can do now is give yourself the best chance of success. Sheesh. All right. New location discovered. All right, let me finish this. Cadet catches your eye as you look over at her. What is it? She takes the end of the metal chopstick she had been chewing on out of her mouth. Got something? Cadet had given up already for the cycle, and while you were cracking the drive's complex encryption on her friend's workstation, she'd been floating in the middle of the small workshop, pinging bits of scrap off the shelving on the wall. Now she spins in the air and pushes off from the ceiling, spinning as she glides so she lands perfectly behind you, leaning over the terminal screen. As she does, you hit a key, executing the final decryption process. Slick. She goes to ruffle your hair, but you don't have any. Instead, she just wobbles your head playfully. What we got? With Cadet hanging over your shoulder, you try to concentrate on the data spooling across the screen. The first thing that catches your eye is a steady repetition of CWEXT, an identifier for Conway Extractions, the behemoth conglomerate currently waging a corporate war with Senate in the inner system. Why Conway? What is this data? You stop the scroll looking for details. Hit that thing. Cadet pokes the screen, making it wobble. You dutifully click. A comment expands in the code, a note left by someone. It mentions tests and protocols, discusses reverse engineering and carrier signals. You close it and find another. Drone latency, another. Security bypass, one more. Kill switch. It takes a long time, you and Cadet squinting into the blue screen to build up a picture of what you're looking at. When you're done, you both sit back, your eyes soar, and your minds clogged with technical terminology. Shit, Cadet shakes her head. They were dissecting it live. She's referring to the Conway drone mind this stream of data was scraped from. Huge volumes of internal data of control systems, protocols, and passphrases, the kind of data you imagine was closely guarded by Conway, kept secret to allow the smooth operation of its drones. This thing, it's some kind of general or manager, right? Giving orders out to all the little drones that work for it? Cadet squints. I always thought Conway controlled its drones remotely, with people. Those zero latency point interfaces you hear about. From what you know, Cadet's right. Conway's known for their novel solution to the scale and logical problems of the surrogate systems. Extraction and security drone chips piloted from light years away with proprietary comms interfaces. A drone mind, what this code is scraped from, could be a kind of distributor, a relay for the local drones that links the closely guarded transmitter/receiver. But this data suggests otherwise. It suggests an active cognitive process far more complex than any protocol you've heard of, a thinking machine. Look, Cadet jabs at the screen again. Is that? She squints. You see a line in the data stream that reads simply, stop, get out, stop, get out, stop, get out. How'd they do this? Cadet leans back. Everyone knows captured Conway drones purge themselves and everything else in this is in the couple of square clicks around them when captured. You rip the control core out of one, sure, you can disassemble it, but its system will be gone. This one was still running when they took it apart. It should have gone up like a tactical nuke the moment they started. She stopped suddenly, the fate of Hexport jumping into her mind. Is that what happened? But how'd they get all this and get it out on a drive? Silence fills the workshop. You look back to the screen, unsure of the answers to Cadet's questions. You feel a deep chill, one that you know has nothing to do with the temperature of the workshop. Who the hell was doing this? Cadet scans the code once more. So, this is some corpo drone, and when you try to like dismantle it or take it apart, they explode. Is that what killed Hexport? And now they're trying to figure out how like the drive even survived from the drone. Work out who? Ooh, positive outcome. You back over the data, nothing. But the absence of a trail tells you almost as much as an obvious one would. The data is scrubbed, clean, not a mention of who is scraping it. That means a professional. Professional with access to tools and protocols way beyond what you'd usually see in the Starward belt. An outsider then. Which outsider would benefit most from knowing the control protocols of Conway drones? Who would risk an entire belt station to find them? It's the simplest answer. Occam's razor. Senate Sat did this. You say it out loud, and it sounds right. Yeah, that'd be my first guess too, Cadet yawns, but it's still a guess. We've been at this too long, Cadet sighs. I'm cooked. She pushes away from the terminal and floats in the room, stretching out her aching back. We know they had this drone mind on Hexport. That's why they were cutting it, scraping it. We know something happened and Hexport went up. She sketches her thoughts out in the air with the hand gestures as she summarizes. The data got out on that drive, I'm assuming before the explosion, then got to the far spindle. Someone tried to courier it using me, but the receiver wasn't there. She turns and looks at you, which is when they ruined my life and my job trying to get it back. We need more information. This data is valuable. That's for sure. Imagine taking a control of all those drones, turning them away or towards any target you wanted. She floats over to the drive and picks it up. This thing's the only way to buy my life back. Cadet frowns at it. The way I see it, we have to expose these fools so they leave me be, or give them the data so they piss off forever. We can't give them this. Not if we don't know who they are. She laughs half-heartedly, but yeah, we can't. All the roads lead in one direction, I'm afraid. She spins the drive in the air. Back home. Hexport. If there's anything to confirm or deny this data, if there's anything to connect it to, if there's anything left at all, it'll be in the remains of that station. I had a feeling it might come to this, so I made some inquiries when I first got here. The word is that the place is irradiated to hell, but I've also heard the radiation's fading, and it's not like half the belt isn't glowing anyway. She shrugs grimly. With suits, we'd have maybe a few cycles before it started to leak through. The problem's getting in. She puts the drive back on the desk's magnetic surface. Far spindle's a no. Not only do I want to get picked up there, do I not want to get picked up there, but the debris is denser on that side. No safe way in. Dark side's the best bet. She shakes her head, but I heard you have some trouble waiting for you there. What if I deal with the trouble? Then we'd have a clear shot at it, she shrugs. Easier said than done. This place has one hell of a stowaway spot. Shielded from everything. Plus the scouter yards are no one's territory. I'm gonna leave the drive here. She squints at you. No peeking. But me? I want to keep moving. So I was thinking I could make myself useful so you shake that trouble on dark side. She smiles. Work for room and board and all that. You want to come with me? Yeah, she smiles, professionally speaking. What do you say? She folds her arms. You know I'm tough, and I can do plenty besides ride an air bike. You're in. That's the answer I was looking for. Cadet scans the workshop. I've had enough spacer bathrooms for a lifetime. I'll make myself at home on your rig. She picks up the drive and tucks it in a pocket. Cadet glances away at the racks on the wall, and you follow her eyes to spot her air bike where it's hanging, carefully secured and pristinely kept. Cadet gives you a hard look. You better have room for my bike. We have another new crewmate, Cadet. Cool. All right. Oh, we need to go back to Greenbelt. Thanks. We got more homies in the squad. Okay, we have fuel, we have supplies. Can I use my dice on anything? Marco needs time to set up your entry point to Darkside, so all you can do is wait. Okay. Oh, wait. Seraphin's not ready to leave the current location. You cannot travel until he is? Is he part of this stupid timer? Well, what the fuck am I supposed to do? There's nothing else to do here. I have to just pass 2 cycles? I don't think I can even make money here. Oh, wait. What's this? Okay. Surya watches his yard carefully, keeping an eye on all the work that goes on there. He's not easily impressed. RNG's actually mostly been okay today. Not like flying colors good, but like pretty good. Like, I just put a 2-dot dice in that. Sheesh. I'll take it. How are the meetings, Fro? Are you guys changing the world? One meeting at a time. Earlier when you stopped in, I said I was imagining you as the Walter White gif. Or the image where he's like in the back of the SUV with the window up and he's just screaming. From Breaking Bad. Changing something, mostly my sanity. Oh no. That's some quality work you've been doing. The voice booms through the locker room after your ship shifter shift. Ship shifter shift. I often feel like Walter White. Time to start cooking. But why are you doing grunt work, sleeper? You turn to see a large man with a metal arm and bright patterned clothes. You spend enough time here to immediately know this is Surya, owner of the yard and well-known ship fitter. Well, Surya wipes his one metallic hand on a cloth, polishing its painted surface. What do you have to say for yourself? I needed the chits. Is that so? Surya nods slowly. I know a lot of what happens in this scatter yard, sleeper, and what I don't know, people tell me. He smiles proudly, and I know you have a ship. Someone who has a ship, especially a ship like yours, should not be lugging around my workers' tools. Surya flexes his artificial arm, inspecting it. That, to a person like me, is a waste. I do what I need to do. I respect that, he smiles. You impressed me. I went to take a look at your ship, sleeper. Surya goes back to working on the hand. Call it professional curiosity. It's a bit drab. Surya looks up and meets your eye. An old Solheim rig, still in corporate colors. He shakes his head. No, no. I feel that's your problem. People want a crew that looks the part, an outfit with an outfit, he grins. Look at my yard. I grew it from a chunk of scrap by showing people I was professional. I had standards. I made Surya's yard recognizable. Your problem is you're working as a ship fitter's mate when you should be imagining much more for yourself and your crew, Surya smiles, and so that got me thinking. I want to help you to clean up that old rig, paint it up, give it some color. He tucks the cloth away in his tool belt. How does that sound? Sure. Perfect, Surya booms. Just ended a meeting and just got a message asking me to help Brainsword something. It never ends. Good luck, Fro! The thing is, you don't just slap some paint on an old rig like that. And for this to work, we need its look to reflect your crew, your style. So, while I'm happy to do the painting with my team, I'll need you to find some inspiration. Surya looks away towards the locker room's lone window. Luckily, the belt's full of it, full of pattern and texture and style. There's nothing uniform about this place, and it's the better for it. Surya looks back at you. You need to go out there, find some views, some sites, and make your own designs. Here. He proudly pulls a small slate from his tool bag. It has a 64 color screen. I fixed it up myself. You take and inspect the slate, made from mismatched pieces, but elegantly so. See what you find to inspire you. He smiles, then come see me again. Thank you. I can see what you're thinking. You're thinking, what's in it for me financially? Surya eyes you carefully. How does this make you any chits? That's the other part of the proposal. While you take this voyage around the belt, you can do something for me and get paid for it. Free of charge, I will paint your rig with the look and name of my yard here, Surya's yard. It commands respect. Altered! Sometimes I'm alone. Hello?
Happy Friday, car march, sales classic.
Altered, thank you for the 1K. Happy Friday. How you doing? Thank you so much, Altered. I hope you're having a great day, mate. You take that name to the rest of the belt, represent it, and on your travels, spread it to other crews. For this, I will pay you 300 cryo. It's mutually beneficial. You will earn better doing this than any yard work, and I get increased custom. What's not to like? Surya waits your response calmly, and you feel his expectant eyes on you. I haven't gotten it yet. Should I? It does look pretty cute. I might. It does look quite cute. So am I understanding this right? He wants me to paint his brand on my ship and just be like a billboard for his yard? Do it, B, sure. Yeah, it is, it's a pretty cute skin. I like her hair a lot. I feel like I'm gonna miss out on content, but like, no, I don't think so. That's a shame. Are you sure you won't reconsider? You think of what 300 cryo would mean? It's not a small amount, especially for doing nothing. Yeah, I'm good. Not to worry, he smiles. I understand. Your crew, your identity. I don't wish to question that. Keep the slate. He waves an arm at you to put it away. Go find inspiration. Bring me those designs. I don't want to see you back in the shipyard. You need to be out of there. You need to be out there, Surya smiles. It was a pleasure. And before you can say anything else, he's gone. Yeah, I don't really want someone else's brand all over my ship. Although it is also a real quest in a sense, you need to go do some significant stations in order to complete, so it would be a fair bit of travel. Yeah, I mean, I figured turning it down means I'm probably missing out on a quest, but I mean, I don't want to just take it for the sake of having a quest to do. Like, kind of pulls me out of the RPG-ness, you know? Short hair and Future Foundation. Yeah, I love the Future Foundation hair, but yeah, it looks really cute in the new skin too, so I might grab it. I just might do it. Fuck, I can't make any more money over here. I don't think there's anywhere else I can make money, is there? The engine component fabricators in the hub are for ship fitters only, so they ask for a one-time fee. Build engine component. What is this for? Sheesh! I got a component. We're just killing time. Oh, I should have gotten energy. You find Seraphim and Marco waiting for you in the hidden room where you met before. They're chatting quietly, their shadows cast across the scaffolding by a small lamp. Sleeper, Marco's got something good. He nods to Marco. Tell them. Marco gives you a nod as you look at him, his mood quiet. Conspiratorial. I don't know if it's as good as Finn thinks, but it's an opening. I heard back from a friend of mine who runs a yard on the edge of the cluster, a fair way out from here. Smart guy. He makes a tidy profit off selling fuel to freight crews on their way into Darkside. Yes, Oldard. Hee hee. Bro. Can somebody arrest Oldard? Like, he's just out of control, dude. He's out of control. What the fuck, Oldard? Thank you. Dude, I think that'll be my first Marvel Rivals gift. I can't wait to see the, like, UI when I get into the game later. Thank you so much. What the heck? I'll miss you while you're in prison. Oldard, thank you. My first Marvel Rivals gift. I'm so excited. Thank you, thank you. Oldard's dressed in orange now. He undercuts the Darkside dockyard fuel prices, which include a cut for Utsubo, so they stop off at his place to fill up before heading in. Marco smiles. Clearly, this is his kind of business. Well, M did give me a Psylocke skin, but it was before they actually, like, implemented, like, the in-game gifting, so she, like, donoed PayPal money for me to get it. So that's technically my first, like, Marvel Rivals gift, but this will be my first, like, actual, like, in-game gift, which will be pretty cool to see. Thank you, Oldard! I'm excited. That skin's pretty cute. Let's see. He undercuts the Darkside dockyard fuel prices, which include a cut for Utsubo, so they stop off at his place to fill up before heading in. Marco smiles. Clearly, this is kind of his business. This guy, he owes me a favor, and I'm gonna call it in. He can get a few of us onto a freight crew, swap us out from the usuals who stay at his place, and let him have a few drinks on him. The crew, meaning us, will deliver the freight, complete with a stopover for cargo loading in Darkside, he smiles, which is when you do what you need to do. We'll have as long as we need, but the more time we spend there, the more likely they'll discover us. Marco looks at you. We'll keep our heads down, sleep and eat on the freighter. Then once we're done and the freighter's loaded, we take it on out again, return to my friend's yard and swap the crews back. He shrugs, emphasizing the simplicity of the plan. No one will ever know we were there. See, it's good, Seraphim nods. It'll work, right? Another person to trust. ... Don't worry. This guy I'm talking about hates Utsubo. He makes all his cryo undercutting them. I don't think he's about to rat you out. Seraphim looks concerned. It's gonna be tight, but I reckon you can get what you need in time. Make some connections with whoever's resisting Utsubo. Get an idea of their operation. Look for weaknesses. It'll have to be quiet, Finn. Marco gives you both a warning look. No noise, no attention. This can quickly become a one-way ticket. Seraphim turns to you. Think you can handle that? Together, we'll get it done. Seraphim and Marco exchange concerned glances. What aren't they telling you? There's one more thing, Sleeper. Seraphim looks down. Someone needs to stay with the rig. Someone who can pilot it if there's any attention at the yard. He meets your eye. It has to be like this. I'm sorry. I'll be going in with you. Marco puts a reassuring hand on your shoulder. I know Darkside. I will guide you all the way in and all the way out. There'll be room for one more on the crew. I'll leave who that is up to you. But let me give you some real advice. He leans in closer. You better be sure you really trust anybody you take on this one. You look between the two of them. Just you and Marco might be the safer option. The fewer people, the less likely it is you give yourselves away. But then, if Marco doesn't keep up his end of the bargain, you'll want all the backup you can get. The other problem is that we have to go right away. You see the rising tension in Marco's face. The freighter's arriving this cycle. Seraphim turns to you. I'm sorry I can't come, Sleeper, but we need to do this now. Dude, this is stressful. It is ominous. Heard someone was trying to arrest Oldard, who I gotta fight. You gotta fight me, bruv. I'm arresting him. I'm putting him in the clanker. Then let's go. Seraphim nods, his expression dark. I'll be ready whenever you need. Just give me the word and we'll head out to my friend's yard. Marco sighs. We keep this tight and nothing needs to go wrong. His words echo in your mind as you leave the hidden room, a creeping doubt settling itself in the pit of your stomach. This is it. Time to go back to Darkside. It's a long mission. Okay, yeah, I am gonna probably go pee then. I'm scared. Hi, Tomato. All right. Yeah, I am gonna take a quick break then and go use the restroom. And then I guess we will start this pretty long mission. Seems pretty intense. All right. I'll be right back, chat. Behave. Harvey is the most uncoordinated, clumsy cat I have ever in my life witnessed. Thanks, Oldered. Like, she has no, like, self-preservation. I went to talk to AP. Hi, Persecuta. I was standing by his desk. And this is like a regular occurrence, by the way. This just happened during my break. But I'm talking to AP. I'm standing by his desk. She's lately become a shoulder cat. So she hops up on my shoulders. And she's just chilling on my shoulders while I'm talking to AP. But then she decides that she wants to get down. So she jumps and yeets her body with no real like destination in mind. Just full yeets off my shoulders, all 4 legs and arms spread, fingers spread, just yeets her body into oblivion, and of course lands and knocks over everything on his desk. He has this really cool ray lightsaber that he keeps on his desk that gets knocked over like every day. That thing went flying. He had like a cup. It was empty, but it had like droplets of something that got knocked over, and the droplets like splattered on the wall behind his desk. Like, and she does this all the time. She just like full sends her body in any direction. Like, she's so clumsy. She knocks everything over. She has like, I thought Ray was kind of clumsy. No, this cat has zero grace. There is no grace in her body at all. It's so crazy, dude. Like, when I see her on like furniture, so like when I see Ray on furniture, I get annoyed because I know that she's gonna go fuck with stuff, like chew on it or like knock something down. When I see Harvey on furniture, it's like a huge like get her off, because she's going to accidentally like send something flying or fuck something up with like no intent to do so. Like, it's just so funny. Like, Ray is so calculated while Harvey is just fucking like yeet into oblivion, no care in the world, no self-preservation whatsoever. They're so different. Hi, Tibu, welcome in. All right, I'm gonna eat a little snack real quick before you get back to reading. Dude, I've really been enjoying these little like beef jerky snacks, chomps. They're so good. They're like a perfect little snack. You just had one? A chomps? Or just beef jerky in general? Oh yeah, you did have a chomps, the red one. The green is jalapeno beef mini stick, but I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't taste any jalapeno at all. Like, it just tastes like regular beef jerky. I think this is my last one though. I gotta get more. It doesn't really... It's not spicy. And I don't really taste jalapeno, so... I don't know how different it actually tastes from like the regular... What's the red one? Is the red one just like the plain? I guess it has like a teeny bit of like a spice to it, but just beef, so like the standard flavor. Yeah, these are good. I like them better than Slim Jim. Yeah, they're 0 sugar. Grass-fed and finished beef, 4 grams of protein, 45 calories, and 0 sugar. Pretty cool. All right. Are we ready? Wait, can I spin these dice for money or no? I can do this. I don't even know what I need. Is this like these components? It is. Engine components. I don't know what I need these for, but there's nothing else to spin dice here for, so. Cool. Oh, I should probably like recoup my energy maybe. All right. Let's do this. I feel like out of the crew, I feel like I trust Bliss the most, but I also weirdly really trust Nia. I know she's like the newest recruit. Well, maybe Cadet is the technical newest recruit, but I know Nia is like very newly recruited, but I just feel like I really trust Nia as well. I trust Junie, but Junie has got a very unique skill set that often is never needed. And she's so easily stressed. Bliss and Cadet can both seem to handle quite a bit of stress. Nia doesn't look like she can handle a whole lot. These two also have multiple skills, whereas Nia and Junie just basically have the one. Honestly, I really trust Cadet too. We kind of been through some shit. And I'm helping Cadet. So they kind of owe me. Bliss has been with me since the beginning, though. I'm gonna bring Bliss. All right. Stress potential and flexibility and skills could be good. Yeah, I'm gonna... Cadet is overlapping. I mean, everything's overlapping. Like, Bliss also overlaps here and here. I'm gonna go with Bliss, though. All right. Let's see. The freighter hangs over the ragged shipyard as the rig idles in the dock. Your eyes trace the fuel lanes sneaking up to its underside, where they disappear into the dark. A chirp from the pilot's console breaks the silence. Marco's signal. This is it, sleeper. Seraphin settles back from the controls of the rig. He looks over his shoulder at you. You better get going. I'm still not sure. Marco's solid, and so's the plan. Don't overthink it. Seraphin gives you a nod. Thanks. I'm kind of nervous, man. You glide towards the back of the cockpit. Seraphin clears his throat. Just don't do anything reckless, all right? As you float down the corridor towards the airlock, Marco comes to meet you. His usual gear swapped out for a plain set of overalls that you imagine are borrowed from the freighter crew. You ready to go, sleeper? The crew we're replacing are already in the yard, so the sooner we get on board, the better. He gives you a look. How are you feeling? Just fine, thanks. Marco meets your eye. If you want to do this, we need to trust each other. He pats you on the shoulder as you cross into the airlock. The airlock cycles and Marco leads you into the yard through a series of shadowy passages that connect the two docking bridges. Now's the time, sleeper, Marco says as you work your way through the yard. Any questions, any concerns, speak up now. Will we have to pass any checks? Marco shrugs. This freighter is a known ship to Utsubo. It makes this route on a regular basis. They have no reason to suspect it. You reach a vertical tunnel and start ascending. At the docks, we'll probably have to give some enforcers a nod and smile, but that's it. Hi, Shadow. Welcome in. How's it going? You come out at the entrance to the other docking tunnel, the freighter filling the viewing window, so all you can see are the plates of its scratched hull. Sleeper, Bliss is waiting by the docking bridge. How come you aren't wearing one of these? They gesture to the loose and plain crew overalls they're wearing. I'll change on board. Bliss gives you a sideways look. You better. I'm not going to be the only one wearing one of these things. Sorry to interrupt, but we need to go. Marco gestures to the docking bridge. Yeah, I'm doing good. Happy Friday, dude. You hit the button to open the doors and glide towards the freighter's airlock. As you do, the fear settles in. You are going back to dark side. Dark side sprawls out across the starscape. Its surface a vast and random accumulation of structures, lights, and signs. You watched it as the freighter cut across the belt as it grew, cycle by cycle, like a stain across the cockpit glass. Watching it approach, the fragmented memories of your time here pass through your mind, each one dissolving the moment you try to focus on it. Only the sensations remain. Despair, claustrophobia, fear, all somehow strengthened by their disconnected nature. It's as if by not being attached to specific memories, they can run free through your mind, as alive as they were in the first moment of feeling. Instruction received. Appreciate it. Marco's in the pilot seat, talking to the port authority. Incoming to strut 2-3. He turns back to you, clicking off the outgoing comms channel. First step complete. We've got docking approval, as expected. He raises his eyebrows, noticing something in your face. Keep it together, all right? I've got this. Stay silent. He sighs and turns back to the controls. Sleeper, Bliss gets your attention from across the cockpit. I'm right here, okay? I know this place is complicated for you. They smile warmly, but I've got your back. Anyone tries to mess with you, they shrug in an exaggerated way. I can't be held responsible for what I'll do to them. There's a hollow rumble through the body of the freighter as Marco brings it to the dock. The noises of this draftier, more industrial ship differ to those of your rig, and you haven't quite got used to them yet. A squawk of noise over the comms sends Marco scrambling at the controls to submit the docking code he was sent just moments before. There's an agonizing wait and then a chirp as the code is accepted. The freighter's docked. All right, let me go out first. Talk to the dockers, start the unloading. He unclips from his seat, then you're good to go. Okay, I'll wait. Marco nods. All right, hold fast. And he glides out of the cockpit without waiting for a response. You hold your nerve, looking out at the flickering lights and distant traffic. The airlock clunks open and closed again. Time drags on. You turn your attention to the job ahead, seeing it stretched out in front of you. Darkside seems impossibly vast. Too vast to find a specific person, but just to find a type of person, someone unhappy with Utsubo's gains, ready to risk their life to change this place, and push to a point of desperation or anger, that might be a lot more doable. But first, you must understand Utsubo. See how they run this place, where they meet, what they talk about. Find where Utsubo is weakest. Find where they can be broken, and think about the pressure that might be applied, not just by you, but by all of Darkside. How much do you trust Marco, Sleeper? Bliss blurts out the question almost unconsciously. Sorry, do we know him that well? Seraphin does. Bliss nods. I hope Seraphin's trust is well-founded then. They sigh and look out at the station. The airlock cycles once more, and moments later, Marco's in the cockpit, sweat beading on his brow. He takes a moment, his mood uncharacteristically flustered. Well, I bent the truth a little back there, but I think we're good. He runs a hand over his hair, slicking it back into place. Luckily, I've had a lot of practice lying to dock workers. He gives you a wink. They'll begin unloading later this cycle, and they won't be in a rush. He smiles. We have our time, as promised. But the sudden interjection evaporates any relief you were feeling. Utsubo are watching these docks. That I know for sure. For now, we're just another freighter, but all are coming and going. That would be a problem. He turns to you. We can try to disable their monitoring or just get the job done before it becomes an issue. Why didn't you say anything earlier? I didn't know earlier, but we know now. Either way, we need to get on with what we're doing. Marco folds his arms. Utsubo are everywhere, but we need to understand them to know what's happening inside their organization. We slip under their skin and find out how they work. Marco looks to you. This is what I recommend. But now, Sleeper, it's your turn to lead. He folds his arms. Tell us where to begin. You feel the attention, the pressure shift to you. Time to find some allies. Time to find Utsubo's weakness. Time to stop running and resist. Utsubo stress hunting you down. 1 crisis active plus 1 per cycle. Oh boy. With Utsubo monitoring the docks, there's only a certain amount of time before they find you, unless you blind them. I think I'm gonna do this first. The dock at Washgate is under Utsubo control, making it a solid place to start when trying to infiltrate their operations. Okay. Hi, Zilly!
Reminder chat is still cute.
Thank you for the 40 months. I appreciate it. Thank you, thank you. Okay. You've heard the Rise is a hub for Utsubo operations and enforcers. You need to find where they meet. One of these is gonna be a fake lead. I just know it. I think new shoes are bad for my feet. They're bad for everybody's. You gotta break them in usually. Okay, I think I'm gonna start with this one. Marco cannot handle a lot of stress though, and Homie did not roll good. Nor did Bliss. I just don't want to risk bad dice rolls. I'm just gonna end this cycle, I guess. Hi, Sentinel. Welcome in. Okay, I got them off our back. Wait, so this still happens no matter what? I thought that that objective would cancel that out. Okay, fuck. Yeah, might just be less sussy. Nice, Sentinel! Hell yeah. right, end cycle. Please, please, please. Good dice, please. Okay. Oh yeah, we can work with this. You've located an Utsubo safe house. You're sure of that, but getting inside will be tricky thanks to the automated lock on the entrance. There has to be some way to get a pass key. You make your way through the rise, head down in the dark passageways. Sleeper? Bliss taps you on the shoulder with a certain urgency. Marco's gone. You stop in the dark side passageway you were drifting down, a quiet connection between two thoroughfares. You glance around at the loose bundles of wires and stained metal plates. It seems like a safe place to talk. He just muttered about having something to deal with and then split, just like that. Bliss sighs and shakes their head. Just went before I could say a thing. You pause for a moment, unsure how to react. Are you sure? Do you see Marco here? They gesture around the empty corridor. He didn't exactly seem like he'll pop back at the end of the cycle. You take a moment, no need to panic. Marco brought you here. He'll get you out. You look down the corridor towards a busier, wider passage where people drift by. Hi, Mathulu, how's it going? If he needed to deal with something, then, well, he needed to deal with something. It doesn't mean anything, but you sure as hell wish he had given you a warning. Surveyed and now shorthanded, this job is going from bad to worse. Unlock entrance. Fuck! No, I don't have any of that. Where do I get that? Okay, we gotta hurry and put our numbers into this now, I guess. Didn't choose the master key as your starting gift. And a broken dice. Cool, 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 cool. Pretty sick, pretty sick. Steel pass key. Oy, oy, oy. Good thing I brought Bliss. Sheesh! Let's go, Bliss! There we go. The unmarked door slides open as you use the cipher. Beyond it, a dark tunnel descends, its roof a mess of bundled tubes and wires. Entering, you see a flickering light at its far end and hear the soft echo of raised voices. You hear Bliss taking a deep breath behind you. We stay quiet, we listen in, that's all. You aren't sure if they're talking to you or not. You drift down the tunnel, keeping your limbs clear of the sides. Your passage through the air is silent and gentle. You focus on the flickering light, the sound of the voices growing ever louder. As you descend through the tunnel, you notice a small, dark doorway leading off before the tunnel reaches the bottom. You slow yourself gently, fingertips grazing the metal walls on either side. Glancing through, you see the doorway leads out onto a framework balcony, high on the wall of some dark room. You glance down to the bottom of the tunnel and hear the voices rising in volume. Here, Bliss nods to the balcony. We stay high, stay in the dark. You come out onto the balcony overlooking a dark, cavernous room lit in patches with a bright area at the far end. It's filled with people, Utsubo enforcers and members all facing forward, their floating bodies silhouetted by the pool of bright light ahead, and in that bright pool, two figures are arguing. You come to the edge of the balcony, a feeling of safety granted to you by both your elevation and the cover of darkness. Below, the entire room has its attention focused on the two figures in the pool of light, the watching audience keeping to the dark perimeter as if they were observing a piece of theater. You feel Bliss arrive beside you, their attention, like yours, on the scene below. These are my territories. You need to withdraw. One figure features a hard to define in the pool of light, gestures at the other. There's no discussion to be had. The other figure laughs. You're pathetic, Orin. The washgate's a joke, like you. He turns to the crowd and you see dark hair, dark eyes, and a smile like a slit. The dark-haired figure addresses the gathered crowd. Orin makes nothing from the washgate, all that freight, and he lets it slip by while he soaks up bribes. Jeering echoes around the crowd. He's stealing from you all. Daichi, you piece of shit, Orin spits, a glinting orb zipping past the other man. You have no respect. A few of the crowd enter the light, gathering behind the figure or the other, one figure or the other. Barely more than an enforcer and already dictating terms. If you had any idea what was happening in the passages, you'd know we've been facing sabotage and resistance across the washgate. Orin shakes his head. Utsuba's control is under question. Daichi is very Troy Baker coded. Sabotage and resistance. You quietly log the remark in your mind. Those are the people you have to find. Daichi smirks in response. I still know how it is in the passages, but you are getting soft, Orin. He glances around. You can't deal with some angry shop owners. He makes a show of his mocking laugh. It's easy to mock, but they're organized, and I'm close to rooting out their meeting places. Orin folds his arms. You wouldn't know where to start looking. If you say so, old man. In the end, it's only a matter of time before someone ambitious notices how weak you've become. Daichi draws a finger across his throat with a grin. The room erupts in shouts. Both sides call out insults, while others from the crowd air their own problems, some drifting into the light to hackle Daichi and Orin directly. Silence! A voice cuts through the room, raised above all others. The noise drops. You lean forward to get a better view. A woman holds her muscled arms in the air. A wide, strong posture of control, not surrender. Ankita? She's not from the first game, is she? Was she our first companion in the first game? Or nah? My voice is good! Hi, Chuck! Welcome in! I can't remember if that chick was in the first one or not. You hear a sharp intake of breath from Bliss beside you, but you don't dare look away or more than a moment. Both of you, she shakes her head, her long braids snaking through the air as she does. Enough, this is not how we do things. We do know her, okay. Yeah. I remember her because like for some reason, even though her hair is not pink, she always reminded me of Zarya from Overwatch. The chaos is replaced by a disgruntled muttering. No one voice willing to rise above the murmur. Daichi floats to one side, arms coolly folded, while Orin fumes opposite him, his hands in tight fists. So, this is how the Starward ward conducts its business. She shoots hard, looks around the room. Animals fighting over scraps. Ankita, Orin eyes Daichi as he speaks. Daichi is the one disrespecting the leadership and the trust they have placed in. I said enough. Your weakness does not impress me, Orin. She turns to Daichi. And neither does your petulance, Daichi. Watch who you're calling weak, Ankita. Orin narrows his eyes. You may be Lane's favorite, but I have something that will change all of that. He looks over the heads of the crowd. Bring him. Uh-oh, it's Marco. A figure dragged into the circle of light, their head low. A greasy tangle of dark hair drifting over their face. They lift a hand and slick it back out of their eyes. Marco, Bliss hisses from beside you, and Marco's pale face catches the light, gleaming with sweat. This one here is a very interesting story to share with us all. Orin gestures to the gathered crowd. I'm sure you're all aware of the bounty Lane has put on the head of a very valuable escaped sleeper and their accomplices. Well, Marco here tells me, he smiles at Marco, whose eyes are fixed forward, squinting into the light, that same sleeper is, right now, on a freighter moored in the Washgate docks. This motherfucker. A ripple runs through the gathered crowd, a reflection of the value of this information. You wonder how much cryo is on your and Seraphine's heads. You look into Marco's eyes, attempting to see any indication of what this might be. A desperate bid to save himself, or a betrayal of everything you agreed upon? His set stare reveals nothing. Now, Lane himself will be returning in 3 cycles, and you can imagine how pleased he will be when I present the sleeper to him. Ankita stares at Orin. You had no business keeping this from me. She folds her arms. I'll be the one to bring the sleeper in. Not so fast, Ankita. Orin turns to the gathered crowd. The first of you to bring me the sleeper will be given a share of Washgate. He shoots a look across the circle of light. That includes you, Daichi. The crowd erupts into shouts and movement. The assembled Utsubo members suddenly up and moving towards the doors. You push yourself into the corner of the balcony, tucking yourself into the shadows as you hear the tunnel filling with voices. There are shouts and scuffles, and you fear that any moment you will be discovered, but as time passes, the noise subsides. You only open your eyes when the sound disappears altogether. The Utsubo members on their way to your freighter, the freighter that's supposed to take you off Darkside. You feel the panic rising. You're trapped here once more. I can't, Bliss whispers beside you. I don't. They meet your eye. We need to go, now. You ascend through the tunnel, silent, slow. Your eyes are on the entrance, hoping that no Utsubo member returns or enters. And then you're back out in the main passageway, blinking in the light of the fluorescent panels and gliding away from the entrance, lost in a daze. Hi, Daniel! Somewhere in the rise, you eventually stop, not sure where you might be going, but needing to get away from what you just witnessed. You can't go back to the freighter. That much is clear, which means no supplies, no place to sleep. Then there's Marco. Was this always part of his plan, or is this just him in survival mode? Your mind fills with questions and worries, the path ahead unclear. I'm good, how are you doing? I know her, sleeper. Bliss seems out of breath, bracing themselves against the wall of the passageway. Ankita. You see a tear glittering, drifting from their eye. We came to the belt together. What do you mean? We were together. We came from the eye on her ship. But that was a long time ago. Bliss stares hard at the wall, not meeting your eye. Ankita, she was a mercenary, but she left that behind. Bliss stops, wiping her face with both hands. Joining Utsubo? I don't understand. She would never. They trail off. I'm sorry. They sigh. This isn't right, sleeper. Something's going on. Maybe I can find her, talk to her? Bliss shakes her head. She has to have a reason. There must be more to this. What about Marco? I don't know. He sold us out, but Bliss shakes her head. Something doesn't add up. Why strand himself here? Bliss goes quiet, lost in thought. It's clear as you see them turning the problem around in their mind that their past with Ankita is affecting their judgment. Go and talk to her? The woman looked homicidal, but she is Marco, and you still don't know what to do about that. Can you really leave this place without him? How would Seraphine react? If he actually has been caught by Utsubo, can you forgive him for giving in to the pressure? You're struggling to be angry at him. Perhaps because you have been where he is now, under Utsubo's control. What would you have done to escape? Who would you have given up? We need to find somewhere to rest, sleeper. Bliss is dry-eyed and determined now, a decision made in their mind. We should stay here in the rise, far away from the port. We'll need supplies, and more than that, we'll need a way out. They turn away and look down the passageway. I'll find an empty unit for us. Don't go anywhere. Hi, Saucy Rossi. How you doing? Brain rotted all day? Hell yeah. Sometimes it's what you need. You take a moment trying to find a focus. Maybe if you could find those resisting Utsubo, they could help you? Though you wonder if they ever existed at all, given that Marco was the one who reported their existence to you in Seraphin. Excuse me. Was this whole thing a ploy to collect the bounty to bring you to Darkside? If you search out Marco, perhaps he can answer you, for better or worse. But then you recall Orin's words, sabotage and resistance. If that was an honest plea, then there is some truth in what Marco said. Utsuba's being resisted. You try to gather yourself, you try to bounce back, to come up fighting, otherwise this place will drown you in its darkness. Thank you! Bring bliss on your dark side recon. I got an achievement. Steal supplies. Fuck. This is bad. Oh no, this is bad. The howdy emote, I'm glad you like it. You wake in the cold of the abandoned unit, an unsettling quiet. The air cyclers whine, the heat diffusers hum, but nothing around you breathes. You're alone. You slowly raise yourself, unclip the straps from your bunk, and allow yourself to drift up into the air. Silence. And then in that silence, you hear something, a scrape or a scuff. It draws your eyes to the unit's doorway where a shape is settled in the dark. I knew you couldn't have gone far. Ankita shifts to fill the doorway. Stay still. Just calm yourself. Ankita holds up both hands. Let's not cause too much damage. She raises an eyebrow. May I come in? She drifts through the doorway. We don't need any extra attention right now. You can't give me to Lane. Look, just shut up and listen. Ankita drops her voice. I'm risking everything by coming up here, she hisses, so don't make this any harder than it is. What you need to know is this. I'm on your side. I want Darkside free just like you, and I hate Lane just as much as you do. Ankita sighs. I just have different methods, that's all. She raises an eyebrow. You might say better methods, given how well your visit's gone. Why should I trust you? I'm the only person who can get you off Darkside, so you better listen closely. Ankita hisses. It's taken me more cycles than you would believe to get this deep into Utsubo, and I'm not about to give it up for one escapee. But then Lane doesn't usually run all across the belt chasing a lone escapee. Even a sleeper. Ankita drifts a little closer, overshadowing you. So, you need to tell me now. What does Lane want with you? Why are you so important to him? I don't know. Ankita sighs. I'm not playing games here. What you don't understand, Sleeper, is that I've been trying to keep you safe since I saw you arrive, but your friend hasn't made it easy. Getting himself caught by Utsubo is bad enough, but then blabbing about you being here, she sighs. I can only protect you from so much. Where's Marco? I don't run the gang. He's Orin's. I can't risk starting an internal war. Either way, you're lucky you aren't in the same position, and you have me to thank for that. So, I'll ask again. Ankita meets her eye. Why is Lane pursuing you? Explain that your frame is changing. Explain that you see Lane in your mind. My frame is changing. Ankita looks away in thought as you explain. She waits for you to finish. None of it makes any sense, but there's no way I'm letting Lane get his prize. Not until we understand more. She gives you a hard look. I can get you out, but I need a couple cycles, and I need you to do something for me. You need to take this with you, off station. She produces a thumbnail drive and holds it up. This is everything I've managed to scrape from within Utsubo. The key to challenging Lane is on here. I know it. Take it to Oliveira. It's tucked away in a crater in the shoals, that massive debris field beyond the hollow. She meets your eye. You give it to Carmen, no one else. Ankita presses the drive into your palm and closes your hand around it. No one but Carmen. You understand? Lane's rise has been cruel. He's spilled too much blood. When I'm ready, I'll make him pay for that. But Carmen needs to analyze what I've got on him, to find the right place and moment to strike. Ankita meets your eye. I knew a sleeper once, and I should have trusted them. She lets go of your hand. So now I'm trusting you. I'll get you out and you deliver. That's the deal. Ankita cracks her knuckles. Then together we can... Ankita. You hear Bliss's voice faint but clear from behind Ankita. You see the confusion on Ankita's face as she turns. Bliss? She trails off, her aggression dissolving in front of you. What the hell do you think you're doing? You see a rare flash of anger in Bliss's face over Ankita's shoulder. Utsubo? Really? This is where you fled to? The welcoming arms of the Belt's cruelest gang? Bliss, Ankita stumbles over her words. And now what? You're here to deliver the sleeper to Lane? Bliss stares her down. You disgust me. Bliss, it's not like that. I'm here to help the sleeper, to help you both, she sighs. What the hell are you talking about? Bliss's anger is softened a little by their confusion. I infiltrated Utsubo. I'm working to get the sleeper out of Darkside, to free this place. Infiltrated? Bliss laughs. So that's it? You've cast yourself as some sort of spy? They shake their head. After you left, this is where I find you? Are you trying to get yourself killed? Ankita looks down, silent. Her panic at seeing Bliss now turning into a cold, hard anger. Don't lecture me. I'm trying to do something worthwhile. She meets Bliss's eye with a fire. You have no idea what I've had to do. Bliss looks away. I don't want to know. They shake their head. I don't want to know a thing. Silence falls in the room, the tension growing. Ankita turns to you. The drama, dude. I have to go, sleeper. She glances between the two of you. I've already taken a big risk coming here. They cannot find me. 2 cycles. Be ready to leave. She backs out of the unit. When Lane comes back, you go out. Neither of us wants him to win here. And a piece of advice, forget Marco. Keep your head down and wait for me. She raises a finger. You need supplies? Steal them in Flicker Row. Otherwise, keep to yourself. Ankita gives you a hard look and slips out of the unit. Damn. Oh, is this to find Marco? I want answers, bro. We also really need supplies. And neither one of us are... Okay, we have 2 supplies for now. Fuck! We may be leaving Marco here. I don't want to. I want answers, but... You wake in the bare unit, cloaked in the endless shadow of Darkside. Outside the window, the lights of the city glitter, but you do not see them. Your attention is instead on the tugging thread in your mind. Lane drawing ever closer. You shiver. 1 more cycle, and then you're out. I don't have enough dice. I have 2 broken dice, so that already put me behind. Oh, we only need 1 more. Oh, please, 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 please. Fuck. I don't think I'm gonna be able to made it through Darkside Recon without getting caught. You rise from your berth, slowly coming to your senses. This is it, the final cycle on Darkside. You look at Bliss, floating in the corner, staring vacantly at a spot on the wall. You did your best to explain what Ankita had told you about her involvement with Utsubo, but since then, they've been quiet, removed. You haven't dared to ask more about their history together. You trust that when Bliss is ready for you to know, they will tell you. Your thoughts jump to Marco, somewhere else in the sprawling metropolis, rising from his own birth to greet another dark day. He betrayed you. You push him to the back of your mind. He brought this on himself, and you won't be a witness to the consequences. Instead, you wait, your eyes fixed on the door, willing Ankita to arrive and end this. After some time, she appears, your ticket out. Lane's back on Darkside. We have to go now. Ankita looks tired, angry. We won't have another chance. Come with me, quickly, quietly. She turns and pushes out into the corridor. An exhausted-looking Bliss turns to you. Let's put this place behind us. Ankita leads you across Darkside, not stopping to look back. The lights and passages flash by, but you barely notice them. All eyes are fixed ahead on the way out. At some distant part of the station, Ankita stops at a docking bridge, a small freighter visible through the viewing windows. She slaps the door release and it slides open. She grabs your shoulder, looking into your eyes. Lane's focus will be on Darkside now. He needs to stop the infighting, to shore up Utsubo. If you get out now, he won't follow. Remember, Ankita hisses the instructions to your ear. Get that drive to Oliveira, give it to Carmen, no one else, no matter what they say. Thank you. Ankita simply nods, then she's gone, disappearing into the endless, winding passages of Darkside. You drift gingerly down the docking tunnel, which leads into the cold and sparse cargo bay of the ship. Once you're inside, there's a hiss and the doors scissor shut. For a moment, you panic, seeing no exit, no other doors, just a metal-walled bay. Is this a trap? But the engines rumble to life, and you give into your exhaustion. If Ankita's tricked you, at least you're leaving this place behind. And then you feel it, cold fingers reaching into your mind. You're so close, Lane's voice in your ear. You're here. A rustling, a shifting. I can't quite place you. Can't quite put my finger on you, sleeper, but I know you're there. What were you doing here? Hoping to confront me, perhaps? Or something else? A hiss. I'm right here, you coward. Come and find me. I'll admit, I'm not quite ready for you, sleeper. A flicker and a spasm. But so soon, this will be all over. A tone begins shrill and inescapable. Let me show you. The tone rises. Lane's in the bay of the freighter, the pull of constant acceleration, a comforting pressure against his chest. Lane looks around the bay, taking it in slowly. He inhales the stale air deeply. Lane feels power, feels pride. The sense of control over another excites him. This is his desire. Lane lifts his right hand and turns it in the air, flexing his fingers in a satisfying wave. Something flickers at the corner of your vision. For a moment, and you strain to turn Lane's head. It does not turn, but you swear you see a figure there in the bay with you. It opens its mouth as if to speak, as if to scream, and then it's gone. A smile grows on Lane's face, a spreading tightness that has its own impulse. He raises one hand and uses it to grip the smallest finger of the other. A pause, and then a sudden jerk. Lane snaps the finger back against the joint. His pain is instant, as is yours. It burns your vision away. Hi, Martin. Welcome in. When the white-hot blindness is faded, you look out on those same metal walls. You hold the same finger in your hand, and as you release it, you see the crooked shape it has been bent into. A shiver runs through you, and you reach back into your own mind to see if any trace, any fragment of Lane remains there. You put your hands on your face and push, as if to push him from your head. The ship continues out on its starward arc, away from Darkside, away from Lane, but you can't help but feel that some part of him is still there, behind your eyes, concealed beneath the pain of that snapped finger. Hi, Revin. Welcome in. It takes a long time before you're ready to discuss everything. First, there was a journey to the yard, then disembarking from the freighter, then explaining to the waiting crew why their ship was impounded, a difficult job without Marco. Thankfully, the crew of the ship that brought you out of Darkside, sent by Ankita, took the others aside and settled them. Through the promise of remuneration or the threat of violence, you aren't sure. But you expect they will leave together for Darkside soon. You do your best to explain things to the crew, though touching on what happened to Marco is not something you're willing to do at first. Bliss in particular seems to struggle, taking themselves away from the rest of the crew and mostly staying in their bunk. It seems the encounter with Ankita brought back memories from the time the two of them were a couple, and harder memories too from the time after when Ankita left. The whole time, you find yourself in a daze. Your skin hurts and your muscles tremble. You don't feel yourself. You rest for a while, and as you do, chaos echoes around you. Arguments and hard conversations until you find yourself able to rise. Thanks! I wish that I... Not that I necessarily wanted to save... Marco, I wanted answers, and I was only one tick away, but I had 2 broken dice, so... I wasn't able to, unfortunately, but otherwise it went pretty well, I think. I'm fully glitched, though, I see up here. Now, the chaos is past, leaving you and Seraphim on board the rig with nothing to protect you from his difficult questions. Seraphim waits until it's just the two of you. He floats there, stretching his scarred arm, the protective sleeve he's been wearing since the far spindle finally removed. What happened with Marco, Sleeper? Seraphim meets your eye with a look of serious concern. He betrayed us. Seraphim shakes his head. What do you mean? He told Utsubo where to find me. No, Seraphim frowns. That can't be. He pauses. It's not that I don't believe you, but Marco hates Utsubo. Seraphim sighs. He's come through for me so many times. I never thought... He goes quiet for a moment. I trust you, Sleeper. If you say he did, then he did. He pauses, choosing his words. All the more reason to find him and get him to explain himself. Marco had his reasons, I'm sure of it. Maybe they weren't good ones, but he trails off. I wish he was here to explain himself. That prick. A look of sadness crosses his face. Seraphim looks down. I'm sorry I wasn't there, Sleeper. I should never have let Marco go instead of me. It's okay. This didn't happen in my game. Really? Did it not? Or are you being silly? It did, okay. Seraphim nods. Never again. He looks up. Tell me it was worth it, Sleeper, that you got something on Utsubo. You explain about the meeting you witnessed, the conflict between Orin and Daichi, and Ankita's intervention. Explaining Ankita takes a little more effort, but you try to remember everything that happened. He always does this to me. You explain Ankita's insistence that she was working against Darkseid and how she got you off the station. You explain that Utsubo itself's coming apart with Lane absent and that this will draw the focus away from the two of you. Seraphim waits until you have finished to respond. So this Ankita got herself inside Utsubo. He raises an eyebrow. Just to try to break their grip on Darkseid, he whistles, take some balls. You explain the drive, mention Oliveira, Carmen, and then hold up the thumbnail drive, the one Ankita entrusted to you. Oliveira, he screws up his face. I've heard of it, maybe once or twice. I just assumed it was some backwater colony, he sighs. Never met a Carmen, though. What's on that thing? Seraphim nods at the thumbnail drive. Ankita didn't say. I don't get it. Seraphim raises an eyebrow. We just deliver this little mystery drive and that's all? He looks away, deep in thought. Is that what you want to do next? Oliveira, you've never even heard of it, but it seems like the place to go if you want to help Ankita fight back against Lane. You look at the drive, and as you do, you can't help but feel you're being used. Not for the first time. Yeah, we did. Again, I don't exactly know how the Marco situation could have played out. I was one tick away from, like... I don't know if we were rescuing Marco or at least just confronting him, but I was one tick away, but I have 2 broken dice and I used both of Bliss's and I wasn't able to get the last tick, so I don't know what could have happened there. But other than that, we did escape. One thing I will say, Seraphim begins, clearly thinking out loud, if we want to head back to Darkseid, take on Lane, we're going to need to do so on our ship this time. Some crews get spoof transponders, send out a signal matching another ship. He shrugs. Not going to get one fitted here, but that's something we need to look out for. Sure, you think. Go back to Darkseid, where Lane waits. A shudder of fear runs through you, thinking of the moment he slipped into your mind on the freighter. If you ever go back there, you know you'll need something to counteract him. Stanley said every time you say Sleeper, he thinks you're talking to me. I know, dude. I was like, yeah, imagine being me. My bad. My bad. But you also recall Overseer's presence in that moment, too. His strange form holding its shape as Lane tried to override your control. Oh, yeah. Didn't we, like, let Isn't part of Overseer... Well, I forgot we let Overseer, like, inside of us. I, like, completely forgot that he's, like, there lurking in the shadows of our brain. Imagine saying my bad. Every time B starts saying throne, I look up because it sounds like throw. It's actually funny. I have my chat settings to highlight in blue when someone says, like, I think sailor or B. So it's always funny when I like leave streams open and I'm lurking and I see like blue highlight because someone has typed B, but like they're not talking about me. They're like literally talking about like bees or something. You would be shocked how many times that happens. Sometimes when someone says definitely, I hear my name at first. I could see that. I get that. I would be shocked. Thanks, sleeper. Like the DC hero blue. I don't think anyone's ever talking about that. Ever. But you also recall Overseer's presence in that moment too. His strange form holding its shape as Lane tried to override your control. Perhaps Overseer has a way for you to resist his signal. Your mind whirls with possibilities and problems. Is this really the right move? To go back to the place that almost killed you twice? To take Lane on? Seraphim looks at you expectantly. What are you thinking, sleeper? What if we leave the system? Seraphim pauses. You want to run? He looks down. I know that the past cycles must have been hard that I wasn't there, but leave Helion? I don't know if I can do that, sleeper. Tal is here and... As Seraphim trails off, you think of what it might feel like to leave this place behind, to throw away responsibility, to forget Lane, and to set out towards something new. The thought alone lifts you, freezes you in place with closed eyes and shaking hands. I know it's different for you, sleeper, he sighs. If you can find a way to make the rig fit for interstellar travel, a fraction drive, better hull, a crew, and a pilot willing to go, then who am I to stop you? He looks at you with a pained expression. It's not what I want, but you don't owe me anything. It's your future. Look, sleeper. Seraphim places a hand on your shoulder. We aren't done yet. Either way, we need to prepare. We need to work. We need a crew. Seraphim starts counting off his fingers, and we need you strong. Speaking of, Seraphim takes out a box of components. I kept myself busy these past cycles working in the fabricator bays on the scouter yards. I figured you could use some spares. So first, Seraphim takes a calming breath. We rest. I used to highlight my name, but I finally removed it while watching an ME stream, and the streamer was a heavy throw skill user. Yeah, that would probably get old fast. I literally turned that off because everyone says they're sleepy. Yeah, I definitely get that. Yeah, we have 3 glitch dice. What the hell? Where are we? Are we in Flotsam? I think so. What? You literally what? I just got the Karina skin from a random pack. Did you? Oh no, and you had like already bought it, didn't you? Dude, can you like trade it for mats or anything? That's fucking crazy, mate. That's crazy. Patience is the key to success. She can sell for store credit. Wait, really? It's like buying a game and that game's released on Game Pass a week later. Classic. Wait. Okay. Wait, why am I Why am I so glitched? What do we do now? Okay, so we need to contact Carmen. I'm gonna go back to... I think we're gonna... Oh no, not this one. I wanna go help Aki. I'm starving. Fill supplies. Okay. All right. What now? The darkness flows around you and you know what comes next. Sleeper. The multi-part image of Overseer assembles itself in front of you. We must intervene in your current course. Intervene in what? The opening of your systems has breached a new paradigm? You are dangerously exposed. The voice is somehow both soundless and shrill. As we're sharing your hardware, that means we too are fatally exposed. The individual agent you encountered, we were almost completely erased by their attempts to seize control. Overseer's 3 heads nod eagerly in agreement. It's Lane. Yeah, Overseer. We have knowledge of his name from your memory banks. There's much of interest to us recorded there, though often partially and inconsistently. Overseer whirs unsettlingly, but yes, we can confirm Lane's role in this vulnerability. It's our understanding that the assumption of inevitability is incorrect. Overseer glows with bright veins of data. But in this state, we cannot operate with full functionality. If we were to be recompiled in our correct configuration, we believe we would be able to calculate a new path. Our aim would be to close the vulnerabilities and reinforce your systems against future intrusion. This would ensure our safety within your system. 3 sets of eyes lock onto you. Would this also please you? You can stop it? Correct. Overseer stutters like a glitched animation. Our expertise was in total system maintenance and security, beyond our administration and navigation capabilities. We were built to do this. Sounds good, Daniel. Have a good Friday. At least this is what we understand, without being recompiled. We are aware of these capabilities, but cannot access them. We were confident to a substantial degree that we will know how to complete the process once recompiled. The 3 heads nod one to the other. Then recompile. The heads revolve thoughtfully for a moment. Without our originating codebase, we cannot recompile. Overseer flickers. If you were able to speak with a Solheim systems engineer, perhaps lead engineer Jacob Kandinsky, perhaps we could acquire it? The heads stare at you expectantly, like 3 partially deconstructed puppies. Solheim is gone. Yes, the heads nod repeatedly, of course. The heads continue nodding. I just imagined... We were of course aware of this. You look at the fragmented program itself, its systems unstable and broken. You realize it's far worse than you and its collapse is almost inevitable. How could it possibly save you? It is a difficulty. Overseer flicks between poses, but all code bases are held in centralized Solheim facilities. They are Station AE1, the KAN Channel Operations Center, and the Control Center of the HAB-PEP or Helion Asteroid Belt Photovoltaic Extraction Project. Overseer smiles helpfully. HAB-PEP, is that dark side? Overseer immediately latches into the thought. Based on your memory banks, we believe so. Correct. It occurs to you that this entire conversation is happening within your head. It's an unsettling feeling. Cerberus going? Cerberus? I can't go back to dark side. Correct. It would be inadvisable without precaution. Overseer chirps brightly. We understand that the individual seeking to overwrite you is stationed in the HAB-PEP itself. Overseer's 3 heads separate and turn inward as if in conference. The shattered heads turn simultaneously, unsettling in the directness with which they address you. But if you could access the HAB-PEP mainframe without making yourself known, we could reconstruct ourselves and gain the ability to reconstruct you. Theoretically, one of the heads adds. Theoretically, the other 2 heads confirm. Theoretically? Theoretically. The reassurances of a delusional Solheim protocol are barely reassuring, but if Overseer's correct, this may be your only option. We feel your doubt, but we must impress on you the importance of this, please. Overseer's eyes flash, all 6 of them. If not for your sake, for ours. If you cannot find your way to the Habpet before encountering this lane, you will surely be overwritten, and we would also share your fate. The heads rotate. We would not like this to happen. You sigh, exhausted from the conversation. Overseer gets the message. We will leave you to recharge, but please consider the path ahead. That's why we never use A to make the sound over here. Interesting. You come back to the ragged paneling of the bunks. Somewhere behind your left eye, the ache begins. You envy Overseer for its lack of body and the pain it causes, but then suddenly you wonder if in sharing your body, it shares your pain too. The thought makes you pity the broken protocol, its sense of time and place shattered. Perhaps you share more than you would like to admit. The path ahead begins to take shape. It seems a return to Darkside is inevitable, but you will need to help make that return. You are the first to notice them. Small, white, smooth shapes at the boundaries between hull plates and the seams of paneling curling out from beneath the vents. Mushrooms. Dotted here and there, all across the cargo bay, mushrooms growing on your ship. This doesn't seem very hygienic. Bliss floats next to you, surveying the scattering of pale caps in the cargo bay. It's hard not to agree, although you doubt spores and fungi can have a significant effect on your body. Not that you've risked it before. I do. We should vent the cargo bay. Seraphin's voice crackles through the cargo bay speakers. He is flying the ship, but you updated him on your new passengers. This is what comes from having spores and wonky crates sitting in your bay cycle after cycle. You look with slight embarrassment at the ragged spore crate that Nimba asked you to deliver to Aki as a gift. Maybe you should have proved a faster courier. I'm on my way there now! Bliss sees you looking. Hey, don't blame yourself. They don't seem to be hurting anyone. They float over to Cap and tear it off at the stem. We know from Nimba that these are edibles, so we could farm them? We're always short of supplies, Seraphin's voice buzzes through the speakers, but a few caps don't make a meal. Bliss inspects the cap. I do like a good mushroom. They sniff it. Back on the eye, they had these matsutake that smelled amazing. You look over the cargo bay. It doesn't get used much. Most of your hulls fit comfortably in 1/4. There's plenty of room to isolate a little growing area, maybe with some plastic sheets. Or you could just open the hatch and let the void of space sterilize the whole place for you as you fly. After all, if these things get into the air recyclers, you could have a serious problem on your hands. And who knows what they might do to the wiring. Either way, you better keep hold of the packed spore crate. Maybe you just secure it in its own locker. Nimba wouldn't be impressed if you vented those spores, but the mushrooms, you need to decide what to do with them. Keep them. Bliss holds the cap to their mouth, then thinks better of it. They squint at you. Are you sure? Yep, keep them. We'll still need to figure out how to harvest and prepare them. Bliss slips the cap into a pocket, but I think it's a good call. You hope they're right. This rig is busy enough without adding extra ecosystems to the mix. As you leave the cargo bay, you suddenly realize you've taken on yet another project. It is becoming a habit. Decide not to clear the cargo bay out. Nice! Yeah, watch them be like fucking poisonous or something. Alright. I don't think we've ever been here before. Oh, I could sketch a design to maybe paint our, rig. Or we just keep going. Oh, I really need fuel, though. My stupid glitch dice. So would all these be permanent if I was still on, like, hard difficulty? Fuck. Some could be, depends on the type of the glitch. Interesting. Very interesting. That was a matter of failing, dying on a mission. Oh, okay. Fuck. Fungus farmer. Okay, so we can buy fuel. Someone's gotta farm these fungi, brother. Thanks, Blood Echo. New location discovered. Okay, this is to get money. Sell Solheim data. Conway Aftermath. You've heard that the drifting Conway munition may have been responsible for the damage to the pole, but is that just a rumor? Help with repairs. You speaking from experience, Juven? Did you fall in love with an AI? Fwick. My AI is different. It does love me. Oh, okay. Okay, bud. All right. All right, onward. The biosphere, once barren, is transformed. Where it was once dry and gray, it now swirls with amber dust, a hazy cloud cut through with the bone-white tendrils of steppe silk. Aki, in mask and goggles, lets the biosphere's circulating air play with the end of her scarf, twirling and twisting, even threatening to rip it from her neck. That scarf, she has explained, is woven from the vast fibers of the steppe silk itself. That's why this place is known as Weaver's Fields, for the workshops of Greenbelt residents creating fabric from its steppe silk fibers. Weavers who fled from Ember's steppe, and those taught afresh by Aki herself. Isn't it beautiful? Aki asked, her eyes glowing. Ember's steppe reborn on this rock, but not as an archive, as something new. The plants themselves are reconfigured. The steppe silk adapts well to the microgravity, even thrives, and the dust itself becomes a cloud that surrounds it. Aki points to a tendril stretching across the space. What was once a burrowing plant is now a bridging plant. Like us, it projects itself across empty space, pushing out into its new conditions. Aki looks at you. Sorry, I'm rambling. This place does that to me. Her chuckle's muffled by her mask. It is beautiful. Aki bows. Thank you. I'm glad you like it. Let's leave the dust house. We can talk more easily outside. She shepherds you through some nearby double doors, the space between blasting you with air to clean away the dust. You find yourself in a sparse room, racks of unfamiliar tools on the wall, slit-like windows looking out into the amber dust storm. Very strange era of millions of people having relationships with AI. We definitely are. This is just the beginning for us. Aki has slipped off her mask and her voice is crisp and bright above the rumbling with their air recyclers. The steppe silk is already being harvested, redded, and woven. This is no synthetic fiber from the dark side looms. This is a natural fabric. Out here in this unnatural place, Aki brushes a little dust away. We'll trade it and get what Greenbelt needs to stay stable, to feed its people. I'm the administrator, but the workers are the owners here, and we will make a future for ourselves from our work. Aki shrugs. We control our path. What more could we want? Silence falls in the room. The idea of such a future is so desirable that it's almost painful, an idea that haunts you. Narn! You can spend as much time here as you like. Aki breaks the silence, somehow aware of your thoughts. I find the noise soothes me. Thank you. Aki bows gently. Aki pauses. There's something you want to ask me. She smiles. I can see it right there on the tip of your tongue. Explain about Nimba. Aki listens carefully as you talk about the refugees in Farspindle and the possibility of setting up a mutual relationship between them and Greenbelt. The Farspindle's a long way from here, she sighs. Come find me in my unit later. We can discuss more then. You leave Aki in her dust house, surrounded by the landscapes of her homeworld. One of many creatures born on that parched moon that's in the process of transforming into something new. Hi, John Kiwi. How you doing? Yeah, I think I want everything to be +4 now. Nice. Aki is working in her unit. Now the Stepsilk is established in Greenbelt stable. It seems like the right time to bring her Nimbus spores. I'm doing good. Day's been good. No real plans for the weekend. Just my usual. I did throw, yeah, she's in the DLC. I recognized her like right away. You mean the DLC that I had to convince you to go back and play? Yeah, I recognize her, Fro. All right, did you recognize her? Yeah, happy Friday, John. Yeah, that's the one. All right, so that's part of the sketch quest. I did, but only because you made me play it. Hee hee. It was good. It was worth. Aki looks at the crate of spores with a mix of curiosity and skepticism. The well-traveled crate does appear very rough at this point. Come in. The door of Aki's unit slides open and you see her perched at a terminal, her face pale in blue light of the screen. You've not seen her in this setting before. She seems paler, older when she's surrounded by the soft light of the biomes. Just one moment. Her eyes do not leave the screen and she leans in closer, squinting at some detail. You get the sense this is her least favorite part of her administrative position. She sighs and looks up. Done. Immediately, her eyes are drawn to the crate you carry. What have you brought me? Spores. Spores? Her eyes light up. Let me see. As she unlocks the worn catches on the crate, you explain about Nimba and his work to feed the refugees in the underhang. You aren't sure Aki's listening, though. She seems too eager to see the inside of the crate. Aki manages to get the lid open and lifts a dented canister out of the inside. She turns it, peering through the small windows at the dusty-looking translucent sheet curled inside. Spore prints. She looks at you. This is quite a gift. From this Nimba, you said? She carefully slots the canister away. We'll make good use of these. The tunnels under Greenbelt will make an excellent mushroom garden. She smiles to herself. I was lucky enough to be taught how to tend mushrooms by a true expert. Is that us? From the first game, I mean? Who is that? Someone from my journey here. A botanist on Erlin's Eye. She was very kind to us. Aki smiles. She would have liked to meet you. I would like to meet Nimba. Perhaps we can find some commonality. She glances over her shoulder at her terminal. But I can't leave Greenbelt. Not now. I think it was. Hi, Deka! Happy Friday! She looks at you sheepishly. I'm a little nervous to ask this of you, given your ferrying back and forth of messages and deliveries, but would you bring Nimba here so we can speak? Gladly. Aki smiles. I hope that would be the case. A shrill beep begins emanating from Aki's terminal. Ah, she smiles. The Weavers, I need to speak to them. You make your way out of the unit as Aki takes a deep breath, then accepts the incoming transmission. One more run from Greenbelt to the far spindle and back again. At least you aren't carrying spores this time. Back and forth and back and forth. Back and forth and back and forth. Okay. I guess... let's do this. I hope you had a good Friday, Deca. Okay, we need fuel. I'm doing good. Not too shabby. It's been a pretty cozy Friday. The story's like really gotten good too in this, so it's been a good time, mate. It's been a good time. Spindle we go. What? Nimba congratulates you on arranging the meeting. Now you just need the fuel to get him to Greenbelt to meet. Oh, okay. Will this just automatically take me there? Because that would be really nice. Also, can I make money? We're spending a lot of money. Nice. Nice! It automatically transports us. That's so nice. Aki comes to meet Nimba at the entrance to Greenfields. You can tell she's in full administrator mode. Her brows are precise, or her bows are precise, her words carefully chosen, but her manner is not without its distinctive warmth. Hee heh. Nimba responds in kind, taking a diplomatic tone, but with a wry grin for her benefit. As Aki provides the tour, you watch them from one of the bridges, their conversation muffled by the greenery all around. They both look at home amongst the growing things, hands reaching out to touch stray leaves, faces dapped with sunlight. When Nimba returns afterwards, you aren't surprised to see him pleased. Plans are in motion, sleeper. Nimba smiles for a moment and then catches himself. Optimistic plans. What did you negotiate? It is, I hope, a mutually useful agreement. She graciously offered a regular supply of step silk cloth for clothing and construction of shelters in the bays of the underhang. We are also going to see about settling people here in Greenbelt to work with the farmers. Nimba sighs. It's always a little strange to talk like this about the lives of people who have been exposed to so much suffering, but we do them no benefit to couch our words in platitudes. Nimba looks out at the green fields. Aki understands that. She's a refugee herself. She fled her moon many cycles ago. Nimba squints. We share that as well. You fled the war? I did. Does that change how you see me? Nimba sighs. Would it have made you treat me differently? He sniffs. Sorry, I'm being unfair. I just find there's an expectation that if I'm a refugee, I must be desperate. I must beg for aid, show my suffering. Nimba folds his arms. I prefer to make plain requests, or even better, strong demands. You think of the back and forth journeys made for both Aki and Nimba and the aid that was asked of you. Would you have done the same if the request hadn't been so strong, the demand so obvious? Speaking to Aki, I could see she has experienced the same treatment, though I think she's less hardened by it. We both have our own reasons to do what we do, for why we enjoy it in our own ways. We don't need to explain ourselves to others. Nimba looks over his glasses at you. I'm glad to have met her. Thank you for your part in it. I'm glad to help. What I like about you, Sleeper, is that I believe you when you say that. Nimba smiles wryly. I will stay a little longer. Aki's promised to send me back to the far spindle with the first shipment of fabric. I will then gather those who wish to come here and send them back in the same freighter. He smiles warmly at the view of the green fields. The exchange begins, the work never ends. You say your goodbyes and leave Nimba on the bridge, enjoying the dappled light. After all the shuttling of spores across the belt, you finally have a clear view of Aki and Nimba and their response to their own hardship. They're not saints, acting from a position of purity, but pragmaticists with an intent to change those things that once marked them. The future they will build together is one you are eager to see. Cool. Damn, that gave me 2 upgrade points. We're doing it. All right, I guess I could do some of this. This is a long quest if I have to do this in multiple places. All right, we got our sketch. Okay. So this is to get back to Darkside. This is to travel to Oliveira. All right. Okay. Have fun, Seaton. Don't let your character die. All right. I think this is probably a good spot to leave off for the day. I think it'll be good to pick up next time with this, like our next big major drive. So yeah, I think I might give my voice a bit of rest and we leave off here for today. Satan! Sometimes I'm alone. Hello?
My nephew was showing off that he sleeps in a race car bed. Joke's on him, I sleep in a real car.
Oh no. Satan, thank you so much for the 1K, dude. Thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you so much. Hell yeah, both goals got smashed. Thank you, guys. Whew, lots of reading today. I feel like we made some really good progress, though. Got a lot of juicy bits to the story today. Yeah, I'm gonna go order me some Taco Bell. Yeah, thank you guys. No, you don't have to, Satan. It's okay. Yeah, we like got a lot of quests wrapped up. We expanded the crew. We did a lot of like main story. So yeah, we made some good progress today. Thank you guys so much for hanging out. I appreciate it. All right, you guys. Yeah, we have more Stellar Blade tomorrow. So if that's more your vibe, we'll be back on Stellar Blade tomorrow. But yeah, thank you guys so much. Again, I know that like Citizen Sleeper streams aren't the most like riveting content, but thank you guys so much for hanging out. I really love these games. I love the story, and I'm excited to see how everything plays out. So thank you guys so much for hanging in. It means a lot. All right, you guys. I am gonna go drop you guys off with Viscerae. She's playing some Resident Evil 2, it looks like. So please copy and paste the raid message. So yeah, that we can give a really good fun raid to Viscera and her community. But yeah, thank you guys so much for hanging out. I appreciate you. I hope you guys have a great Friday night. And yeah, I'll be back tomorrow with more Stellar Blades. But yeah, thank you guys for all the support. Thank you so much for smashing both daily goals. I appreciate you guys. And yeah, I will see you tomorrow. Have a good Friday. Bye, you guys. Bye, members.